What up? Welcome to the channel. I'm Jay, and my co-host today, C Dub. This is our 2 cents, where we talk everything boxing, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. It's fight week. I'm so
Yes,
excited.
yeah, I'm definitely excited, especially after seeing those grand arrivals yesterday. Yeah, it got me even more pumped up.
Got me pumped up,
Terence
man.
Crawford,
Man, hey, Spence
go.
looking real undisputed ish.
Yeah,
Spence
he
came.
looking like he's supposed to. He looking like he gonna make the weight like he always do, like a professional. No issues.
No, he
So
definitely don't always make it like a professional, but he definitely doing it
who
this time.
Spence?
Yeah, I
Oh
think
yeah,
his last 3 fights, he finally stopped bullshitting with that weight.
yeah. Man, he look good though. He look good to me. I know a lot of people say he look drained. I mean, I
I
know he's
don't know
going
why
to.
people think that.
Yeah, I mean, I know why people saying it because Spence is a bigger guy, but Spence ain't never miss weight, so it ain't gonna be no different this time. He gonna weigh in what he supposed to weigh in at.
But he don't look drained at all. He looks healthy. His
Yeah,
skin is glowing. You can
I
tell
mean,
he ain't
I
got no
agree.
inflammation. His
I agree.
cheekbones is showing. His eyes is white. He look hydrated. He looks extremely healthy, man. He looks great.
I agree, but the people that want to have something to say about Spence's size gonna say, "Oh, he looked drained and this, that, and the third." But look, man, Spence look good to me. Crawford look good to me. They ready to fight.
Crawford
They
not
ready.
looking. Crawford looks drained.
Nah, Crawford is not as big as Spence. He don't have a problem making 147.
But I think he
So,
put on too much muscle. This is what I think. I think Crawford put on too much muscle for this fight, and he's having a hard time cutting it because muscle is harder to cut than fat.
right. But
Even just like a day
he's
ago,
not even a very muscular guy though. Even if he is putting on some size, he's not a very muscular guy. So, I don't think either of these guys will have a problem or no issue making weight. That's Spence or Crawford. These dudes are real professionals. They're not gonna miss weight. They're not gonna lose their belts on the scale and nothing like that's gonna happen. So
man, you know what? My thing though, I want to see that focus on your fight for you don't make it to your fight energy from Crawford. Like, where is that at?
they got too much respect for each other for that to even be a thing.
Man, nah, man, you've been talking too
They
much.
do.
You don't have no respect for me, bro. You've been
This
talking too much. You and your team been talking too much noise for and all of a sudden for you to have all this respect.
Yeah, if this was Jamel Charlo, we'll be getting that energy from Crawford. We'll be getting all that energy that you're talking about. We would have been getting all that energy for Jamel Charlo out of Crawford. But with Spence, he's always shown Spence respect.
I'm just saying that was the
It's
energy.
the teams that trash talk each other. But as far as Spence and Crawford, what they said about each other, they've always shown the utmost respect for each other. So it's just what it is.
You know what I'm saying? I need that. That's just what the fans was expecting.
Yeah.
We was expecting a little bit more focus on your fight for you don't make it to your fight energy.
Yeah, we're not gonna get that out of these two. Maybe we'll get it in the rematch. Who knows? Maybe we'll get that type of energy in the rematch.
I
But
mean, it for sure would have to be there if this goes to a rematch. I
yeah,
mean, I just hope like I just want something viral to happen. Like I just want Spence to slap that nigga at the weigh-in or something.
no, that's not gonna happen between these two guys. It's not gonna happen between these two guys. But you know what I was thinking about after seeing that fight Tuesday morning between Fulton and the Monster. I was sitting there thinking like, man, I thought that fight would have been 50-50, and then that was a whitewash. What if this Saturday is a whitewash between Spence and Crawford? That'd be crazy.
I think it is going to be though. I honestly do believe that. Like I know Crawford good. Like I don't dispute his skill or nothing, but I think Spence has worked too hard for this. I think Spence has the more mental toughness. I think Spence has the better corner. I think Spence is the bigger guy. He's the stronger guy. I think Crawford is going to have to do a lot of things he's not used to doing or that he doesn't usually do in this fight. And I think it's going to cause him to make a lot more mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, all these things are possible. Even for both guys. Neither one of these guys have fought a guy like each other, so or on each other's level. So this is the step up fight for both of these guys. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. But what I want to see is some excitement, which I highly doubt we won't see any excitement in the fight between these two. So
Yeah, that's cool. I'm trying to wait for some people to pull up in here. We want to have this cold conversation over. Where everybody at? Let me see if I'm showing up in the thing. So what you think about that Fulton fight, bro?
Man, I think we should have smelled a little. I wouldn't say fear, but I think we should have smelled a little apprehension when they started talking about all that glove and that potential steroid use and all that just a day or two before the fight.
I mean, I felt like they just needed to put that out there because, and first of all, Fulton was like, he didn't even know what was going on with that. But I feel like Fulton didn't take it serious as he should have. And I feel like all the accusations need to come out because you can't keep letting this nigga fly through the weight classes, knocking people out. And
that's what happens at these. That's what happens at these small weight classes. This is not something that's unusual. Inoue is not doing something that other fighters haven't done before. At these small
why
weight
is he
classes,
the best fighter in the world for doing it then? Well, they really saying this man is the best fighter in the world. See,
they've always done it. You know, the last guy they did like this was Roman Chocolatito. He was running through these same weight classes the same way that the monster running through him. And while he was on up and up, they had him top 3 pound for pound. Is when he got up to, I think it was like the 126 pound, if I'm not mistaken, when he started facing the bigger guys and the fight started getting tough and he started getting his ass whooped, then they took him off the pound for pound list. But you know, between these small weight classes, most of the time it's only like 2-3 pounds that separate in these weight classes. So it's much easier for you to move through these type of weight classes and, you know, dominate multiple weight classes. But when you start getting up to the 126, the 130, that's when things start getting real.
And that's my thing. Like, how are y'all sitting here saying this dude's the best fighter in the world? So now he beat Stephen Fulton, so he should be the number 1 pound for pound?
Well, I mean, I got to give him his respect as a pound for pound fighter because he was already a pound for pound fighter before fighting Fulton. And then he had a dominant performance against Fulton. So I'm not saying he's the pound for pound number 1 guy, but he has to be in your pound for pound list. He's 4 division champion. That's the definition of pound for pound. That's the definition of it. So got to give him his respect. If I can give Canelo his respect for being 4 division world champion, if I can give Mikey Garcia respect for being a 4 division champion, I got to give.
But they not coming from 105. Where did Mikey Garcia come from?
Mikey Garcia he went from 140 to 135 to 130. So I guess he started at 126. So he was a 4 division champion. And he also fought in welterweight. He just didn't win a belt in welterweight. But so we can't look when it comes down to these accusations, man. We don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole. If nothing has been proven, we don't want to put that jacket on these fighters. We got to give them their respect.
That's true.
There is no evidence of Inoue stacking his gloves wrong.
No, he was doing that. It just was illegal. It was legal where he at. So he was
right.
Doing
so it's not cheating. So it's not cheating. For the Fulton fight, he wrapped his hands the way the Fulton can't.
You breaking up? You breaking up?
Wrap his hands, and it was.
C-Dub, you breaking up?
No excuse. He went in there and whooped Fulton ass with the way that they wanted him to wrap his gloves. So it's no excuse.
Yeah, it's no excuse.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It was breaking up for a second. Hello?
Camp in the locker room, and they triple checked and made sure that he was wrapping his gloves the way that they like it, and everything was a go. Everything was good. So there was no excuse. He just got his ass whooped by a better fighter. So it
period.
And he dominated him. You know, like me personally, I always thought Fulton was a little overrated, to be honest with you. But I still ain't taking away to how dominant, Inoue was in this fight. He really dominated the guy. He had Fulton looking like he was scared from round 1. So
salute Mrs. Knockout Boxing 86 TV. Thanks for hopping on the live. Man, this fight week is going down. We all excited. What's your predictions? What you got? Yeah, and now everybody want to be like, oh, well, since Fulton lost, everybody want to say he overrated. I mean,
I said that before he got. I said that before the fight ever occurred that he was overrated. It's the one. This is the one thing I noticed about boxers. It don't matter how great your skills are, how good your fundamentals are, you still got to have something extra about you. Like you can be a very very good boxer with very good fundamentals, but if you're lacking this thing called punching power, you're gonna have to make up for it with some other attribute, like your defense or extreme athleticism or something like that. Fortune doesn't have anything, that he's extremely good at. He's just
I
very
thought he
solid.
had good feet and defense. I mean, like I've
No,
never really watched Fulton like that. I can't say
no.
I'm.
Fortune is a good athlete, but he's not a slick boxer or anything like that. If you look at his fight against Brandon Figueroa, he got touched all night. And Brandon Figueroa is a straight up and down brawler. So you already know anybody with skill was going to touch Fortune up. It was only a matter of time. So if the monster wouldn't have did it, somebody else would have did it. So, and that monster is a smaller man than Fortune. Imagine
Hey,
if he's
Monster
fighting.
was looking. Monster was looking big fight day though. That boy was not looking smaller than Fulton.
Yeah, he's still a smaller man than Fortune, but it just the skill gap it was the major difference. Not only was the power a major difference, the skill gap was a major difference. It looked like Fortune didn't deserve to be in the ring with him. I'm not, yeah. So it
Salute
just is what it is.
PGH, big dog. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I mean it is what it is. It is what it is. All right, C Dub. Are you on the computer? Can you see the screen or no?
Yeah, I can see the screen.
I just want to make sure my video working. Let me see. I'm new to this live stream thing. All right, here we go. Now let's take a look. Look at Terrence. So you telling me he look confident? Look at
I
both
mean,
hands. Look
I
at.
see you got the page up, but I'm not seeing the actual video.
Oh, let me see. It's not playing. Dang, I don't know how to make this work. Yeah, the video not playing. It's up though. All right. Hello? Yeah, I'm not too sure how to do that, but I was trying to pull it up so we could take a look at it.
Yeah, I couldn't see the video, but
Yeah,
it's probably best that you couldn't show it because you don't want this video to get striked anyway. So
yeah. They let you fly with a few little seconds. You can do reaction videos, so you can like watch it and then pause it, but whatever.
yeah.
So
But yeah, I watched the media workouts and all that. Like I said before, like I don't really put a whole lot of stock into it. They really just doing it for the camera. So
yeah, but
I don't really
everybody
put.
trying to see who got the edge in this fight. Everybody want to be like, oh, this person didn't have their shoes tied. They gonna
Yeah.
win.
We'll know who had the edge after round 2, round 3, Saturday night. That's when we'll know. Now we ain't seen look if like let's just say Spence come out and do it and pull a Fulton, Team Fulton, and they start talking about cheating a day or two before the fight. To me, that's when fighters and they team are getting nervous. They trying to pull rabbits out the hat. If you were suspected a fighter of cheating, you do all that on the front end. You get that straight in the contract. You get that straight before you sign paperwork. You don't wait till 2 days before a fight to start talking about stuff like this. That lets me know that you kind of apprehensive about what's going on. You kind of nervous about what's going to happen.
Now
So
he trying to play some mind game, trying to throw a wrench in the program.
yeah, it didn't work. It didn't work at all. So
I mean, but I don't think he was necessarily like so concerned like y'all gonna cheat and win. I think it was more of the safety of my fighter. Because if you would have got your butt whooped with these cast like raps, that could have been worse.
but you worry about that on the front end, not 2 days before the fight. And
But
now it just makes
I can't give you.
makes you look a certain way because now he wrapped his hands the way you wanted him to wrap your hand, and he still knocked your ass out pretty brutally. So
But
It
I'm not
makes you look
saying that
bad.
for you not to knock me out. I'm saying that for safety concerns, and I'm not going to address the concern early, so you can just find another way to try to get an advantage. That's why I waited till right now. You ain't got no time to try to do nothing different.
Right, but even if that was the case, even if he did wrap his hands the way he normally does, it's perfectly legal where they fighting at. So you still have no argument.
Yeah, I get that.
If he wanted to, he could have wrapped his hands the way he normally wrapped them, and Fulton couldn't have nothing to say. He couldn't have nothing to say. He would still have to get in there and fight the same way. So I mean, he better be happy that they didn't wrap their gloves in the way that they usually do, because it would have been
Exactly.
worse. It would have been
That's
worse
what I'm
for him.
saying. That's what I'm
It
saying.
would have been worse for him. The monster team did him a solid on that one. They did him a solid. But just like Deontay Wilder was talking about, you know, gloves, certain gloves and stuff like that for the third fight. And what he ended up doing, he was like, you know what? If you go wear these punches gloves, I'm gonna wear my punches gloves. So in that third fight, they had the same type of gloves on.
Right.
So it just happens, you know. Sometimes you just give and take. So, you know, but I feel like if you're concerned about a fighter cheating so bad, you worry about that on the front end. You don't worry about that day before the fight. It's too late at that point.
That's true. That's true. You think they gonna make an NOA Tank fight?
If any way can find a way to move up to 130 anytime soon, it'll probably happen. But me personally, I don't really see that happening because Tank is, Tank ain't a super big guy, but Tank is already fought at 140. He's been campaigning at 135, but he's just not going to stick around here for the remainder of his career. So I don't know how long it's going to take anyway to move up to these weight classes, but Tank may not be there when he get there. So
I feel like they're already like, even Espinoza was talking about a Tank NOA fight. Like, I feel like they already trying to put it in the work.
yeah, it's definitely hype behind it because you got a top pound for pound fighter in Inoue. Then you got a very dangerous, very beloved fighter in Tank. But to
So
be honest
let's
with
do
you,
anyway like we do the black fight. Like, go ahead and jump up there to 135. That's
yeah.
the expectations y'all have for us.
I was just about to speak on that. And like we seeing like a Canelo versus Jamel, which doesn't really make sense to me. A Tank versus a monster fight doesn't make sense to me either. But I get it. It's about money.
Right.
You can put both of these guys in the ring. They're gonna sell a pay per view. They're gonna sell the head out of a pay per view. I get it. Two undefeated power punching, technical, well, not technical, but skilled guys. I
Well,
get it.
Tank said he'll believe that'll be a highly technical fight.
Yeah, I know it will. Both of these guys got skill, and both of these guys got hella power. But the difference is the size. So, but I think the fight could happen. It depends on how fast anyway move through these weight divisions. Because if he get up to 135, that'd be 7 divisions. So
Yeah.
he'll be embarking upon all time. Manny Pacquiao 8 division type stuff. You see what I'm saying? He had 4 divisions at 122. If he get up to 135, that's 7 divisions. So that's a lot.
Because I mean, who can beat him at 130?
I mean, we don't know, but we don't even know who he can beat all at 122. He only fought one guy at 122.
The best guy though. He don't need to fight nobody else at 122 at this point.
Like we don't technically know if he's the best guy, but then you got fighters at 126 as well. So it's not as easy as people may make it seem. Yeah, anyway, it's definitely a great fighter. But moving through these weight classes is not gonna always be this simple. Each weight class you move up, you fighting bigger, tougher guys with more punch resistance and more punching power. That's how it goes.
That's true. Yeah, them little guys. Yeah, them bigger guys do got that punches. What do you think about him and Bam Rodriguez?
Who? Inoue?
Yeah.
Bam fight at 130, huh?
Oh, I thought he was at 126.
I'm not, to be honest with you, I'm not too sure exactly what weight class he fight at, but if I had to just judge off based off skill, Inoue is more skilled than Bam. But I'm not sure what his punch resistance and his punching power will be like in a fight like that. But Inoue, as far as like 122, the other champion at 122 is Fu, or whatever the guy's name is, to Palace. Or
I think they said they already agreed to fight, so he's finna go for undisputed.
Yeah, and that's an easy work fight. They already got whooped 3 times already. It's gonna be an easy fight for Inoue. But jumping up to 126, you got guys like Mr. Gary Russell Jr. That's not gonna be an easy fight.
Man, Gary Russell Jr. is out of there, bro. He is done. When is the last time Gary Russell Jr. had a fight?
I mean, he's probably been over a year, probably 2
He
years.
already was only fighting once a year.
Right, but that don't take away from what he possesses. That won't be an easy fight for NUA. No matter how long the layoff is, that won't be an easy fight.
I feel like if Gary Russell had more fights, he would be better. It just seems like towards the end of the fight, he starts to fade.
Yeah, that's just what it is. He possesses a certain amount of skill, and you can't deny the hand speed that he has. It's probably the fastest in all of boxing. So, he is who he is. But I'm not saying that Gary Russell would just go in there and just dominate him. But I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised if he went in there and won a fight against NUA because of the size and the experience difference.
Man, Gary Russell getting knocked out, bro. You can't be serious. He ain't, man. But we'll see. I would like to see that fight. That would be a good fight for him.
Yeah. So he got levels. That NUA has levels. He's already pretty much made himself a Hall of Fame boxer with what he's done already. But he has levels before he can get in there. What I'm saying is he has a bunch of levels before he can get to a Tank fight. He have a bunch of levels of opposition that he has to go through before he can even get a Tank fight. Like we talking about guys at 135 and 140 that should be fighting Tank. Now we mentioning a 122 pounder. It just yeah.
I'm just telling you what the streets
excited about the monster. I know people excited about the monster, but you don't want the boy to go in there and just get brutally beat up.
Yes, we do. We want the same energy you have for the. I'm not gonna use the B word because they be demonetizing people's channel for talking about stuff like that. We just gonna say PBC fighter. We want you to move up like y'all expect PBC fighters to do to prove how good you are. You want Adrian Broner to go all the way up and fight Maidana. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't.
Broner and his team chose to do that. They chose to do that because they seen this is my opinion. I'm just telling my opinion. When Adrian Broner was at 135, running through 135, they looked at the landscape of things. He was 3-division world champion at the time. They looked at the landscape of things. They looked at the 140-pound division. They seen the guys that were there. Then they looked at the 147-pound division, and they seen the guys that were there. The sweetest fight was Paulie Malignaggi. That was the sweetest fight. So that's why they skipped over 140 and went and got that strap from Paulie at 147. That was the sweetest fight. So, from there, I guess he just decided, I'm just campaigning at 147. And we seen how that went. He got whooped in his very next fight. So that's just how that went. But, like I said, Broner could have fought the Crawfords and all of them a long time ago. Broner could have got the Amir Khans and all of them a long time ago. But he chose to skip over that division. That was on him. The media wasn't pressing him to do it. He chose to do that because he thought it was sweet.
But just like Charlo got to go and beat Canelo 2 weight classes up to get his respect.
Man, I feel like Charlo really earned his respect already.
He do. He has. I feel like he's earned it too. But you can't tell.
Yeah, Charlo. I don't care what nobody say. Like, you can't say. In my opinion, 154 is one of the top 3 most competitive divisions in all of boxing. They may not have the big names, the household names, but that division has always been competitive throughout the history of boxing. There's always been a lot of smoke and a lot of competition in that weight division. And for somebody to come out there and beat a champion for every last one of them belts, it says something.
Yes, what I'm saying. He had the hardest road to undisputed.
Right. So. And
then they want to say, the reason why Terence Crawford is #1 pound for pound. I heard the guy say this on the Sean Porter podcast. He said he helps. I want to go back and find this clip. He said he helps put together the list for pound. And he said the reason why Terence Crawford is #1 pound for pound and not Charlo, somebody like Charlo, is because Charlo struggles in his fights. And
that's not necessarily
he's
true.
had to have rematches and stuff like that. And the reason why Terence Crawford is #1 pound for pound is because he don't struggle in his fights. And I'm like, how is that your meat?
That's not necessarily true, even though everybody has their own interpretation of what pound for pound means. My interpretation of pound for pound means exactly what the word says. It means pound for pound, who's the best fighter. That means, you can't put a fighter who's only fought in one weight division above a fighter that has been a champion at multiple weight divisions. That's the reason why Crawford is regarded above Spence in the pound for pound rankings because Crawford has did it in 3 divisions now. Uh, Spence has only been in 1 division. Charlo has only been in 1 division his their whole career. So that's why you really can't. That's why we don't put heavyweights in those pound for pound rankings very high because they only fight at 1 division.
Tyson Fury got his cheating self on there.
Yeah, but he's not in everybody's pound for pound. Some people pound for pound don't have no heavyweights in them.
So what you think about Tyson Fury with the belt, BSing around with the MMA fighter?
I mean, he's going to get him some money, but ultimately,
You should not be able to do that with a belt.
Well, the other team, the other side with the belt don't look like they want to fight.
He BSing.
That's what I'm saying. Usyk is the one that got the 3 belts. If Usyk don't want to fight, then we're not going to see Undisputed.
Usyk do want to fight though.
I mean, if they wanted to fight, there's nothing stopping them from making it.
Tyson Fury with BS contract. Man, Fury is BSing with the contract and the negotiations. They keep trying to BS Usyk around. Usyk like, okay. He basically pulling a Terence Crawford. And Usyk is agreeing to everything, but he keep coming back with something else.
I'm not too sure about what's going on with that, but I just don't see a fighter going through Deontay Wilder 3 times to be scared to fight anybody else. I just don't see it. Especially
I'm not
somebody
saying
like
he's scared.
You fight Deontay Wilder 3 times. You're not scared because the threat is the greatest with Deontay Wilder. So, I don't see him being apprehensive or scared. I mean, if he want to get his money, let him get his money. I do know that he's banned from fighting in certain places. He do got some things going on with him as well. So, they got to iron that out and get it right. But
I try not to talk about Fury because I'm not a fan at all.
I mean, you don't got to be a fan, but we real boxing fans. We real, what I'm saying. We like to call ourselves die-hard boxing fans. We like to think that we're not a casual fan. So, we gotta give the respect what they do, whether we like a fighter or not. Tyson Fury is the greatest heavyweight in a while.
He'll never be in the Hall of Fame.
He's already Hall of Fame.
I thought you can't be in the Hall of Fame if you cheat.
I mean, a lot of fighters have cheated. We talk about fighters who have got cheating in the past. The Shane Mosley have got caught on substance. Canelo has got caught on substances. A lot of boxers have got, have fell short and, slipped up. So we can't just say, because Fury never got caught cheating. He did. He didn't get caught as far as cheating.
He got caught with the bull stuff, and then he got caught with his gloves that time at the thing. He has gotten caught cheating. You mean like officially, I guess?
Yeah, officially. He hasn't officially got caught cheating. So, we can't just, but even if he did, other fighters have got tested for banned substances and some more stuff, and they Hall of Fame status as well. So, Fury no different. So, and that's only the few that I know about. I'm pretty sure there's more fighters that can pop dirty. And that's not even just in boxing. That's in all the sports. There's plenty athletes that can pop dirty before, but they continued on to have Hall of Fame careers. So, I know you don't like him too much, but he's one of the greatest heavyweights.
I don't like no cheater, bro.
He's probably the greatest heavyweight since probably Lennox Lewis. So, and that was in the 90s, so that's something to say.
Shout out Edgar. Thanks for coming by the chat. Drop your 2 cents below. What's your thoughts about the fight? It's fight week. Did you get a chance to see the grand arrivals? What's your thoughts? Let me know. Drop it below or come up on the panel. But I mean, we'll see. The heavyweight division, ever since Fury got them belts, it just ain't been exciting.
Somebody got to go in there and whoop him. That's the thing. Somebody got to go in there and whoop him. Until then, he running it. Somebody got to go in there and whoop him.
Would you excited to see the Andy Ruiz Wilder fight?
I mean, I would love to see that fight, but everything I'm seeing, as far as like YouTube is suggesting that they not gonna fight each other. So I'm not sure what's going on with it, but
yeah, Ruiz won 50-50 apparently.
Yes, and people want the most to fight Deontay Wilder. So, I just think it's like with the heavyweight division, it's kind of like I would say if Deontay Wilder was still the champion, there would be there wouldn't be too much friction between him making fights between other big fighters, you know. But he's not the champion anymore, so you know he got to play his part.
Right.
You know, when certain people get the belts, you know, sometimes they play keep away, they play little games. That's just how the sport of boxing go. That's why you're supposed to whoop their ass when you get the chance. But you know, it just is what it is.
That's true. That's true. So what you think about what's going on with Haney?
Oh, what you talking about in particular?
Okay, so let me ask you this. Haney sends Shakur a contract, offer him 25%. Shakur like, no, I want 50%. I say, I don't understand why Shakur, I don't know 25% too low, but if you're getting a shot at undisputed, so you can kind of cement yourself as a champion, and you need to make those sacrifices to get that. Because Haney made the sacrifices. He took the less pay. He went over to Australia. He signed a rematch. He signed a 3-fight deal. Like, he did all of these things, and you think I'm going to give you a shot at the belt and 50-50. And so to me, it seems like if Shakur wants to fight, he'll take the fight. Even if he like, okay, 25% too low, maybe 35, maybe 40, but you just jumping to 50-50. It seemed like a duck to me.
I mean, I wouldn't call Shakur a duck. You know, I don't want to label fighters. You know, I don't want to sound like the casual fan and be like, oh, he's a duck, oh, he's a cheat. You know, I don't want to do that, especially when you talk about top-notch fighters. I do not think that Shakur is afraid to fight anybody.
I'm not saying afraid. I'm using casual terms.
I don't think he's ducking, but what I do think he's doing is he's doing what a lot of other boxers do. They play on the casual fan. You know, they say stuff like, oh, I'm ready to fight, or such and such is ducking me, when they know that's not true. Like, we all seen the video when they was at the club in Houston, and Shakur sent Devin Haney the bottles with the sign that say sign the contract. That was for the casual fans, because first off, the champion is the one that's sending the contract, not the challenger. So it's not like he's sending Devin Haney a contract and they waiting on the Haneys to sign it. But you know, they made it appear that way so people can get to talking about it. It's called clout chasing. People do it. That people use other boxers' names to promote themselves. It happens all the time.
I'm starting to notice. And I'm starting to notice that those top ranked fighters love riding on them PBC fighters that they know they're not finna fight.
Yeah, like that happens all the time. You'll see it, like, and honestly, you know, it's other fighters that's not even top ranked. It's PBC fighters that kind of do the same thing. I've seen Tank do the same thing with Devin Haney. I've seen, you know, when they both was available to fight each other, when they asked him questions about Devin Haney, he don't want to answer them. But as soon as Devin Haney got a fight already lined up, now they start saying Devin Haney's name.
I feel like it's the opposite.
It's not. No,
Devin Haney. Soon as Devin Haney tied up, here go Bill with the Tank talk. All that Tank talk he was doing when you knew that Devin Haney was tied up with Tank with Top Rank for a 3-fight deal. And all that capping Bill was doing. Oh, tell Gervonta this and tell him do this. Like, you know they can't fight right now, Bill. Why you doing that?
The Bills, well, not the Bills, the Haneys has always been consistent in everything they have done. From the jump, from the start of the Haney career, they've always been consistent in everything that they've said and everything that they've done. They've tried to get the Tank fight several times. For whatever reason, the fight didn't happen. You know, it just is what it is.
They didn't want to accept the offer.
Just recently, he tried to get the Shakur fight. You see, Shakur could have had the fight. All he had to do was just accept the terms.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So I don't think they're ducking, but I just think they respect Devin Haney and they want the most money to fight him. In Shakur's case, are they just waiting? Are they waiting to where it's no doubt that they should fight each other right now? So we all want them to fight right now, but they looking at it more like, we gonna meet up when the stakes is the highest. That's the way they looking. That's the way they looking.
That makes sense. I mean, that makes sense. So stop all this then.
But what they're doing this for the fan. They garnering more fans. They still building themselves in the process. So, you know, with us being, you know, more hardcore fans and not being, you know, casuals, sometimes we got to look past a lot of the stuff that they saying, a lot of the stuff they doing, because they're not doing it for us. When they have when there's a pay-per-view event and you got people buying millions of pay-per-view buys, the majority of that is not the hardcore boxing fan that's the million buys. The majority of that is the casual fan that tapped into all this
Of
taboo
course.
that's going on.
Right.
So, that's just how it goes. So sometimes I just look past like some of the headlines or some of the shenanigans that these boxers be doing, because it's all in trying to build themselves to be bigger and to gain more, get more gamesmanship. So I think that's what it is. But if Shakur wanted to fight Devin Haney, the fight would have happened already. If Tank wanted to fight Devin Haney, the fight would have happened already. That's the facts.
And that's what I'm saying. It just like Shakur starting to seem like he really on some cloud chasing.
Yeah. I mean, they just gonna do that, Top Rank has always done that with their fighters. We can go back to Manny Pacquiao, the way they build their career off Floyd's name. It's no different, so it just history repeating itself. History just continued to repeat itself. Like these people been in the boxing game. Bob Arum is in his 80s, close to 90 years old. He been doing this for a long time.
Absolutely.
He's been doing this for a long time, So they have certain formulas that work, and building your name off other fighters' names and the momentum. That's obviously a formula that works. So that's what they do. So every time you see a PBC fighter fight, there'll probably be a top-ranked fighter giving his 2 cents on it, talking down, just like when Frank Martin fought, and you had what's the guy name? Keyshawn Davis jumped on live and started talking about it right away.
Why won't he fight Frank Martin?
It's just too young, and he only 9 fights in.
I'm talking about Shakur, but I guess that's PBC.
You said, Shakur fight Frank Martin?
Yeah.
I mean, he could. I don't know. He could. I think they probably should. But, those belts are about to be available. So they'll start fighting for those belts at 135, because Devin Haney is likely going to fight Regis Prograis. That's more than likely what's going to happen. So
somebody say maybe that's why Shakur came out and told Dev they made him saying some things about him after a fight. They made him say some things about him after a fight. I'm not sure. What you saying, Edgar? So, Chris, in your head, how do you see this Spence fight going?
The Spence Crawford?
Yeah, how you see it going? What you got?
If I can put my Jedi mind together and predict it, I would say I think the fight is going to start off. I wouldn't say slow, but I think the fight is going to start off like very even for the first few. Very even. If anything, Spence will probably be edging them out early. But I do think when things heat up, we're going to see the dog come out of Crawford and Spence. We're going to see the dog. We're going to see there's going to be a point in this fight where they probably throw caution to the wind, and we might get an all-time great boxing moment. We might get it. Because Crawford, we know how he is. He wears his heart on his sleeve. When you getting the better of him in the ring, he don't know how to not turn it on. He don't know how to not be calm. He throws all that to the wind. It's fight time now. It's go time. It's almost like we're in the streets. That's how Crawford is. So,
and Spence coming in there bullying, moving you around, pushing you
around. Remain himself. Spence is high intensity, high work rate from round 1 to round 12. So, I think once he starts to touch up Crawford, we're gonna see the greatness come out of both of these fighters. That's what I think.
I can't wait. This is gonna be crazy, bro.
Edgar said after Concesio. Hold on, let me see what he said.
He said
maybe that's when Shakur came out and told Dev they made him. Oh, I think it's what he's saying. He's saying that Shakur. He was saying that Shakur is pretty much let Devin know that they making him say stuff about Devin. You know what I'm saying?
But, you think so?
That's what he's saying.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, but I did see an interview with Shakur last week, and they asked him about Devin Haney. He said it out of his own mouth. He said, Devin is not scared to fight me. He said it himself. He's like, Devin is not ducking me. He said this out his own mouth. So he even knows Devin ain't ducking him. But the narrative that they want to push, the narrative they want to get the casual fans to think is that Devin Haney is running from him. He's leaving 135 because he's scared of Shakur and this, that, and the third. When that's just not the case. You know, we all know that Devin Haney struggled to make 135. But he said he himself said he would stick around for the Shakur or Tank. Now, if Shakur would have accepted the terms of the split, they would have had to fight. He trying to get more of the pie. Devin Haney not going to budge. That means the fight not going to happen right now. That's just what that means. So we're not going to get Shakur and Devin Haney right now. We're going to get it later on. As far as the Haney and Tank, the Tank camp got to want belts. They say they saying they don't want belts. They don't want to be dictated to. They want to move the way they want to move. That's on them. But if they want belts, they're going to have to fight somebody like Devin Haney because Devin Haney will consistently be fighting in title fights. That's what he's going to continue to do. Almost every time you see Devin Haney in the ring, somebody else's strap is going to be on the line. That's how he's moving. So,
I mean, they doing two different things with their career.
Yeah, they are. They are. So we as as educated boxing fans, that's, over here in 2 Cents Boxing, we don't want to be sounding like the casual fans. We want to have a little better knowledge of the game, so we understand what's going on.
Right.
Yeah. So we can't fall into the traps that they put out there. But like I gotta say, if I had to rank all those guys that's in that whole class, that whole little entourage they got, the Tanks, the Shakurs, the Haneys, and whoever else is around that weight class, around that age. In my opinion, if they did a round robin tournament, I think Tank will come out of it on top.
Absolutely.
I gotta say that. That's my opinion.
It's your 2 cents.
It's my 2 cents. I think Tank will come out on top. But the fighter that's showing that they will fight anybody at any time is Devin Haney. He's the one. So that's just my 2 cents on the matter.
Yeah, man. Tank beating all of them, bro.
Tank is in talks of fighting Isaac Cruz again. Who wants to see that fight again?
I don't know why people want to see that fight.
Who wants to see that fight
Everybody's
again?
like, oh, well, he was hitting Tank. So because he was hitting Tank, he deserves a rematch.
Yeah. Edgar Chavez said, right, I'm from Jersey. I mess with Shakur. This is some funny moves he doing.
But they obviously making him do it because this just don't even seem like Shakur. Like, why are you doing it?
Yeah, I think we could kind of see what was going on, like when they did the interview with Jay Prince a couple weeks ago, and they asked him about the Devin Haney fight, and they said Devin Haney was pricing himself out. How can the undisputed champion price himself out of a fight? It doesn't make
From the challenger.
It doesn't make sense at all. It doesn't make sense at all.
I ain't even see that. I gotta go find that.
Yes, that's you can go find the interview on YouTube. Several people got it on their YouTube page. Jay Prince said that Devin Haney is pricing himself out of a Shakur Stevenson fight. And the casual fans just go run with it and be like, oh, he ducking.
Of course. I mean, you want people talking about it. That's how you build a fight.
Right. But there's no way the undisputed champion is pricing himself out of a fight. It's just no way that it's happening. So, I'll be trying to look past some of this stuff.
That's the thing. That's the thing, though. Like, just because you undisputed don't translate to dollars.
Right, but we're not talking about you fighting somebody like Tank. See, somebody like Tank can demand the lion's share of a purse versus the undisputed champion because he's the cash cow. But somebody like Shakur Stevenson, who ain't sold no pay-per-views, who ain't a big draw, they can't go into the fight with no hardware, no accomplishments for real, and demand 50-50 versus the undisputed champion. It's just not going to happen. No matter how good we think Shakur is, he know and they know that it wasn't going to happen. So,
man, bro, you know what's funny? I be going into these Crawford fan lives, and fucking, you know what I'm saying, talking to them. These people are so funny about this fight, bro. They really think Spence is sorry. Like, it's crazy to me.
I mean, like, why? I don't understand why we want to discredit the other fighter. You know that discredit your win against that fighter if you discredit him. You know, you want him to be great. So when you whoop him, that makes you even greater.
I don't
You
know,
know,
man.
we don't want to do that every time somebody take a loss, or oh, he's a bum, or he ain't good as what he think he is. No, we want him to be the best thing smoking. So when we whoop up on him, you know, we looked at it as the best thing smoking. That's one thing I noticed Floyd did with his opponents. He
Yeah, he
always
did do that. He
he
always
always
did that.
bigged up his opponents even after they fought. He never disrespected them at all. He always talked good about them because he understood that.
I mean, it's because we fans, bro. What you mean?
Yeah.
You a fan. You gotta do, it's boxing.
Yeah. It's
It's
boxing.
boxing. Because once it's over, then it's over. It ain't gonna be it ain't basketball, it ain't no next season, it ain't none of that.
Right.
So you gotta get it all out. But they like, yeah, he gonna knock Spence out. Boy, going to the hospital. I'm like, who has Terence Crawford ever sent to the hospital, y'all? Like, y'all sound ridiculous in here.
Hey man, we might get one of them wars, you know. Both of them boys might end up in the hospital or something.
Hey,
You
that'll
know,
be a
how
dope
much is the
fight.
pay-per-view? $89.99. You know,
Yep.
people and the undercard ain't fire, so people want their money's worth.
You think what I was gonna say? I forgot I was gonna say. Ooh, somebody.
Salute the real Nico Bryce. Salute.
What up? Thanks for stopping by. We in here chatting it up. What you got on the Crawford Spence fight? Let me know. Drop it below. What you think about those grand arrivals? Did you see them? I don't know, man. Crawford. He don't got the energy for me, man. Like, let's go. This is the biggest fight of your life. Where's the energy at?
Look, I think us as fans, we super duper excited, but he trying to stay within himself. You know, he still got to go out there and fight. So, you know, he trying to stay within himself. He's probably not trying to let himself get too excited about it. He want to stay calm and be able to fight. He's the biggest fight of his life. Well, biggest fight of his boxing career. So,
I just think the in and out from Crawford, I don't need it. I'm already a Hall of Famer. Like, all of that, I just don't see it, bro. I just don't see Crawford winning this fight. If Crawford win this fight, I feel like when Wilder lost the fight against Fury, like, I was crushed.
why you gonna be so crushed though? It's just too great.
Cause
Somebody got to lose.
I know.
Somebody got to lose.
Cause that's what you mean. Spence my dude. That's my favorite fighter.
Yeah, I mean Spence my guy too. I definitely like him more than I like Crawford, but that's the thing about these. That's the thing I like about boxing. Like when my favorite fighters get into a real tough scrap, you feel super nervous and excited about it. I like that feeling.
Yeah, it's fun.
I like I like that feeling. I kind of felt the last time I felt like this was when Caleb Plant fought David Benavidez, and I'm a real big Caleb Plant guy, and
Hey, why nobody like Caleb Plant though? Like, why nobody like Caleb Plant for real? Like, what's
I'm
up with that? That's weird.
I'm not really too sure, but I'm a big Caleb Plant guy. I was on Caleb Plant since he was at 160 before, a lot of people, even knew who he was for real. And I like his skill. I like his almost everything about him. I like it, but I knew he was in an uphill battle versus the Mexican Monster and David Benavidez. I knew it, but I
Yeah.
also knew that these are the two of the top three fighters in the division fighting each other. So, I was nervous going into that fight, but I was hella excited. I
Oh,
feel
oh,
that way. I feel that way about Saturday night, but this one take the cake though. This one a little more intense. So
bruh, I'm talking about I didn't buy shirts and everything.
yeah, this one a little more intense. So and I'm gonna feel that way September 30th when my favorite fighter jumping in and take on a very tough task in Canelo Alvarez.
Oh, we're
So
gonna talk about that too. Hold on a second. The real Nico Bryce say Bud looking drained for real. I got Spence stopping him in 10.
hmm. Spence, I mean, y'all, if y'all think Spence gonna get the stoppage, y'all might want to put some money up on these.
Oh, I got money on every round, bro.
Y'all might want to put some money up on it because the
Ridiculous.
odds are pretty good for Spence getting a knockout.
10,000 the first 4 rounds.
I'm a part of the sports Facebook group, and one of the guys he had put some money up on the Monster versus Fulton. He said he won 2.5K because the odds were so crazy that the Monster was gonna knock him out, and he won.
Oh, they didn't think that he
So,
was gonna knock him out?
nah, Vegas didn't have Monster knocking him out. So if y'all think Spence is gonna win by knockout, y'all might want to check out some of these betting sites. Y'all might want to check out some of these betting sites. It's some good odds out there.
Hey, yeah, 10,000 on Bovada. That shit crazy. But I don't know. Vegas. See, the thing about Vegas, I be feeling like every time every time I go against Vegas, I lose.
I mean, it's all a gamble, but shoot.
Like, but I be making good bets though. I don't be making just like no unreasonable bet, but I be losing. Like I really thought Savannah Marshall was gonna lose.
I think for like a 50-50 fight like this, like we getting Saturday night, you'll get more bets like, people to people bets, because you'll find a lot of people that like if you would go to a bar or something like that, I'm pretty sure they're gonna be betting it up in the bars and and
man, what am I do if somebody don't pay me?
And they better pay up. Or it's gonna be another boxing match in the establishment.
So you don't think Blood look drained though?
I mean, no. I mean, I don't. I mean, he didn't have the same like. But I noticed that even in the media workouts, he didn't look drained as far as physically, but he didn't have the same energy that Spence had. I did notice that, but he didn't look drained to me. Because honestly, Spence, even right now, even during the media work, even doing the grand arrival, Spence still looks like a bigger man than Crawford. So, yeah, I don't think either one of these guys are drained. I don't think so.
I think Crawford's struggling to lose that weight. He's still sauna suit, working out, long sleeves. He's still on all of that. And if he had a bad weight cut, this the wrong fight for that.
Yeah, but he's not gonna make no excuse.
No, I ain't making no excuse.
I'm saying he's not gonna make no excuse. So we won't hear Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Even regardless of how the fight turned out, we won't hear Crawford making these excuses about anything like that, because that's all on him. If he didn't have a good camp, if he is drained, that ain't got nothing to do with Errol Spence. So I don't think they're gonna make the excuse. Well, I know he's not gonna make the excuse. Who knows what his team would do, but
Yeah, he let his team talk for him.
Yeah, so
that shit crazy. But I'm excited, man. I mean, I really wish I could be at that fight. Could you imagine, bro? They said they selling tickets for the overflow. I guess you could buy tickets to watch it somewhere.
Overflow? God damn. Look, see, Steve 25 said, I think when we see them Thursday in the press conference, you might be able to tell, but Spence had more energy. Yeah, that's how I feel too. When we see them, yeah. I think we'll like if somebody is actually drained, we'll be able to tell on the scale. We'll be able to tell when they're on the scale.
I just hope I hope it's fiery. I hope Crawford. I know what you want, Crawford bring his focus on your fight, for you don't make it to your fight energy.
Nah, I don't know. Who knows? These two laid back guys, but we know Crawford do got that mean streak in him, so it may come out, during the face off after the weigh-in or something like that. But we know it's gonna come out Saturday night for sure.
Spence tired of him too, though. Spence getting more and more aggressive. Like,
yeah, Spence cutting that weight too, so they all get a little more chippy when they cutting weight. So
that boy say it's gonna be blood, guts, and brain matter. I said, whoa.
Yeah,
whoa. Spence mean that.
Hopefully we get a classic, man. Hopefully we get a classic, man.
What if Spence just come in there though? Like, boom, we come in here, they trying to fill each other out. Spence piss off Crawford. Crawford start to get loopy with them shots. Boom, Spence catch him to the body. He can't recover. Spence, boom, he out of there. Round 4, he out of there.
shoot, who knows? It could go like that, or it could go the other way around. You know, it could go the opposite way too. So, you know, we just gotta wait and see. But I know we all excited about it for sure. I know we all excited about it. Yeah, like
They're gonna feel empty after the fight. Like
well, one side go feel empty after the fight. The other side go feel real good. So
hey, them Crawford fans it's gonna be channels getting deleted. These people got whole channels dedicated
to both of them, really, it's both. You know, it's both. Hey, I noticed this when we went to go see the Danny Garcia versus Spence fight in Dallas. They had Crawford, Terence Crawford, you know, fans in the building repping Crawford at that fight. You know, so I knew back then that whenever they did fight, that it was gonna be the battle, it's gonna be divided. You know, the fan base, even the fans of both guys, they picking a side. You know, they picking a side and they riding hard for it. So
now they're gonna be fighting in the crowd.
yeah, it's more than likely to be some stuff like that going on as well. So yeah,
I mean,
it's
people
gonna,
emotional about this fight, bro. Like people ain't gonna like they fight. I feel like I'm fighting. Like, man, like nervous. Like, I don't even know. I just can't wait. I can't wait to see the ring walks. I just want to see it, bro. Let's go. Let's do it tomorrow.
yeah. I want to fast forward to Saturday. Yeah, fast forward past the undercard because I don't even want to see that. I just want to see the main event. But
I need to see Cruz fight better people. I like Cruz, but I don't know what he's doing. Like, I need you to fight some better people. Like, go fight Frank Martin.
yeah, Frank Martin right there. I mean, he's right there in contention to be fighting, you know, a guy like Cruz and all the rest of those guys that's right there on that bubble. So, you know, they need to just start mixing it up. You know, you can't use Devin Haney name no more because he gone out of the division. So y'all need to just jump in there and fight each other, man. It's finna be none but belts available. Finna be 4 straps available very soon. So, hey, man, they need to just go ahead and get in there and mix it up.
I don't know all up there, but Cruz turning down everybody allegedly.
Like, I mean, who would he be turning down? I mean, you got to
allegedly he turned down Shakur and Frank. He turned Frank and Shakur down because they was trying to put Cruz. I think they was trying to put Cruz and Martin on the co-main event of this fight.
Oh, yeah,
now
maybe
that would have been dope.
Yeah, that would have been hella dope. Who knows? I mean, if I was the Cruz camp, I would have took that fight because you know Frank is very skilled and talented, but he's still a little green. So, you know, I like to fight fighters. I like the idea of, you know, if you have an up and coming, you know, fighter contender out there, it's better to fight them when they're younger and inexperienced versus when they're more seasoned and, you know, and primed. So I would much rather fight a Frank Martin now than 2 years from now.
Say, man, Steve 25 says, man, I hope Cruz lose. He turned down Shakur Frank. He only want to fight G. Davis. Yep, that's what he said. But nobody want to see you fight Javante. Yeah. Edgar Chavez says people were writing that Spence looked dead. I seen him worse, honestly. Absolutely. Spence looks, listen, people don't know what healthy look like. Spence looks not just like I'm on weight. He looks healthy. And his skin is glowing. His cheekbones is showing. He's smiling. Like he looks like he's ready. He's run. Y'all don't understand him walking around with his shirt off, him showing pictures of him running with his shirt off. All that is a flex.
Yeah.
He flexing on Terence Crawford right now. But I mean, I guess you probably gotta be a diehard boxing fan to understand it. Him drinking all that water at the media workout. He flexing on Crawford. Y'all ain't see Crawford take a sip of water at his media workout. Matter of fact, he was trying to sweat as much as he could.
Yeah. 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 Yes. I mean, I don't like Spence look good to me, but you know, if you a Spence detractor and you looking for something, it's gonna always be something there for you because he is a big guy. You know, he's always going to be a big guy. He's always been a big welterweight. Years ago, before he was even champion, you can see he was a big welterweight. So
did you watch the Morning Combat Breakdown?
I haven't checked that one out yet.
Man, bro. I mean, I see why people say like Spence is predictable. I get it. But it's just like it's nothing you can do about it though, because he's not taking shots you giving him. He's taking the shots he wants from you. You get what I'm saying? Like he pinning you and framing you to get the shots that he want, and there's nothing you can do. And hello, C-Dub. Well, anyway, he's pinning and framing to get the shots that he want, and there's nothing that his opponents can do. And I don't know, maybe he's stronger than them or he's in a better position than them, but he's constantly getting them out of position and getting off the shots that he wants.
Hello?
Yeah, what happened?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
I don't hear anybody. I'm going to leave out and I'm going to come back in.
Okay.
I'm going to leave out and I'm going to come back.
So, I mean, it was great. If you haven't watched that morning comeback, I wish I could. I knew how to like be able to show video while I'm on here, but I got to figure that out. But if you go watch that morning comeback Spence breakdown, you will see what I'm talking about. And it seems basic, but it's just because something is simple doesn't mean that it's easy. So I think a lot of people feel like just because Spence's style is quote unquote basic or simple, that to fight against him will be easy. Just like everybody feels like, oh, I see something. But just because it's simple doesn't mean it's easy. And everybody that gets in the ring with him realizes that afterwards. Because you think, oh, he's fighting a pattern, or you know what he finna do next, and it's not happening like that. Just because it's simple doesn't mean it's easy. Here, go see let me put him back in the chat.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened, but it started tripping.
Yeah, I was just talking about Spence and his style and how just because something is simple doesn't mean it's easy.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I was thinking about Spence's style the other day, and I was trying to compare. I like to compare boxers to certain things about boxers to other boxers. And it is true. Spence is a very basic guy. He's not a very athletic guy. He's not super fast. He's not super powerful. But I think the thing that he does super is stick to the fundamentals and basics. That's what he's super at. He's super at that. Like, he's always in position. He got his feet in good position. He's doing the things that you want a boxer to do. He's staying calm. He's going to the body, then coming up top. He's doing the things that we want a boxer to do. But he's not very fast. He's not very, athletic. He doesn't have crazy reflexes or anything like that. But I was trying to compare him to somebody, and I thought about Andre Ward. Andre Ward was very similar, but Andre Ward was just a little more crafty with the way he went about his game. But
right.
Andre Ward was very basic as well, but he retired undefeated. And in my opinion, he one of the greatest boxers of all time. One of those fighters that's very hard to beat, no matter what generation he would have fought in, because he's just that good. So, sometimes you don't have to have all this blazing hand speed and this super crazy reflexes or super crazy power or anything like that. Sometimes all it takes is the basics and the fundamentals are some heart to win a fight. So, Spence is basic. Spence is up and down, but that don't mean he not gonna whoop up on Crawford.
That's what I'm saying, and people are not realizing how Spence really. That's what I was saying with that morning combat breakdown. Spence really bullying them in there. He's just like how Derek James says, you gonna fight where Spence want to fight at.
Yeah,
and
I did see. We have seen a fight where Spence got out that was made.
Wait, hold up! You breaking up? Hold on. What'd you say?
Hold on. Can you hear me? I said we have. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I said we have seen get taken out of that comfort zone before in a Porter fight. He did get taken out of that comfort zone before, so it's possible to make him fight.
He didn't get taken out of no comfort zone. He decided to fight like that for whatever reason.
but it wasn't working for him. It wasn't working for him. So, uh, but yeah, when I watch a Spence fight, what I see is him doing the same thing over and over. But what I see is his opponents just getting broken down. That's what I see. But I see Spence throwing the same amount of punches in round 1 as he does in round 12. The difference is his opponent's energy is going down and going down and going down and going down. So yeah, like Spence is like the Terminator. He just gonna keep coming. He gonna keep coming. He gonna keep punching, no matter what. I have never seen anybody hurt Errol Spence outside of that little punch that happened when he was looking for his mouthpiece with Ugis. That's the only time I've seen him hurt. But other than that, I've never seen
He said
anybody.
he wasn't even really hurt though.
I mean, he can say that, but his legs did get a little shaky. He had to lean on the ropes. If the ropes weren't there, he probably would have failed. But that wasn't from an exchange. That was from him making a grave mistake of looking for a mouthpiece in the middle of a fight. So I've never seen anybody get into exchange with Errol Spence and hit with a punch and he got wobbly or anything like that. But we have seen that from Crawford. So
Exactly.
we have seen that from Crawford. We did see that little exchange he had with the Mean Machine, and then he did get dropped.
Jose Benavidez knocked him off his feet to the body.
Yeah, Gamboa did hurt him, but he did come back and stop Gamboa same round.
Kell Brooks swole his eye up with that jab.
Yeah.
Yes, what I'm saying. It's like I don't know, but nobody is even like considering. I feel like nobody is like, is Crawford even gonna be able to take that Terminator type pressure because he's never experienced that.
Right, he's never experienced that, but also Spence has never fought the athlete and the level of a fighter of Terence Crawford either, though. So,
but Terence Crawford ain't moving like he ain't 140 Crawford like he just in there. You know what I'm saying? He didn't look. How you felt he looked against Avanesian?
To be honest with you, I didn't really even pay attention to that fight because it was BS. I'm not taking anything from an Avanesian fight when it comes to Spence. I'm not taking anything from it. If he knew it was BS, the world knew it was BS. I'm not taking anything from that fight.
He took the fight. I'm gonna take
it.
Yeah,
he took the fight because BLK Prime paid him a good penny. He went and got the money. But I wasn't paying attention to that fight. It was BS from the jump. The fight was BS. I mean, they both finna get in there with something that they never seen before. That goes for both guys. They both finna be in there with something they ain't never seen before. They finna be in there on a level they ain't never been on before. Yeah, this is what boxing should be about. We should get at least 2 fights like this every year, at least.
So is Canelo Charlo? Yeah, that's the next thing. Canelo Charlo. This. Listen, that Canelo Charlo is a big fight, and the way they came about and the way they announced that was just simply genius to me.
It was genius.
It was genius because I didn't even know I wanted to see Canelo and Charlo fight till they announced it.
I mean,
it had never even crossed my mind. Did you think about that?
I mean, if that fight, not as far as them fighting now, no, it didn't cross my mind of them fighting now. But I can't. It surprised me, but there have been talks for years about even a smaller man fighting Canelo and Spence. So it doesn't really. It didn't sound too far-fetched because Canelo it got his eye on an even smaller man than Jermell Charlo. So,
but I never really thought to myself either, like, I want to see Spence fight Canelo. I mean, I never thought that. And people saying that's the fight people want to see and that's the fight they building. But I don't really even care to see Spence fight Canelo.
I mean, I don't care to see it either. But as far as generating revenue, the millions of dollars that's gonna roll in from a fight like that, the people that's over it don't care about it being a mismatch. They don't care about it being 3-weight divisions between these two fighters. They don't care about that. They looking at the dollar signs. They looking at the millions of dollars of pay-per-views this fight gonna do. So it's no different than how we got Jake Paul coming from YouTube and he selling millions of pay-per-views fighting non-boxers in boxing matches. You know, it don't really make sense, but it's making sense if that makes any, you know what I'm saying, sense.
See Steve 25 say bars. See Steve 25 say Bud athletic on his pivots and lateral movement when at distance, but he's fighting more and more flat-footed than his Jeff Horn fight. People really don't watch film to see, but DJ already knows that.
Yeah. Yeah. See, at the welterweight division, I haven't seen Crawford choose the box too much. You know, I don't know if it had anything to do with, you know.
Chris, I'll be right back. I gotta open the door. I'll be right back. Just keep talking.
Okay, I'm not sure if it had anything to do with, you know, Terence Crawford athleticism fading, or, but I haven't seen him really attempt to really box people for real since he's been at welterweight. He seems to, you know, play around for the first few rounds, take it slow, and then turn it up mid round. That's what I've seen from Crawford. Uh, but I'm not gonna discount that he has the boxing ability in him because I've seen him do it. But we got to see. I think it's going to take him using his athleticism. I think it's going to take him having to tap into actually getting into boxing. You know, keeping Spencer off of him. You know, moving, staying off the ropes. I think it's going to take all of that for him to beat Spence. If he want, in my opinion, if he want to get in there and go toe to toe with Spence for round after round after round, it won't end well for him. Spence is way more durable and way more suited to fight that way for 12 rounds, in my opinion. So we'll see. You know, in my opinion, Crawford's best bet is to box Spence, box the hell out of Spence. That's his best bet, in my opinion. Maybe try to get some cracking late. And Spence's best bet is to just keep the pressure on, and just keep the pressure on for as long and as tough as he can, and just break his opponent down how you normally
But
do.
can Crawford box like that for real though?
I mean, I know he can box. Can he still box like that now against a guy like Spence? We're gonna see Saturday night. But we know Crawford can box. We know Crawford can box.
I just feel like, am I not seeing something? You know what I'm saying? Because I just don't. I just feel like, Crawford gonna get dominated. Like I really feel like that.
I mean, it could happen. You know, it could happen. But also Spence could get dominated. That could very well happen too. So we just won't know until Saturday. But you know, we 3 days out. So yeah, we'll see
Wednesday, yep.
we 3 days out. So we gonna
So
see.
what? We're not gonna see him again till Friday.
I think he said they'd do a press conference Thursday. One of the guys in the chat said they're doing something Thursday.
In
So
our chat.
yeah, I see. Steve said I think when we see them Thursday in the press conference, you might be able to tell us.
Oh yeah, he did say that.
So I'm guessing they're doing the press conference Thursday as well.
So what if Derek James just slapped Bomac then?
Now that'd be some exciting shit. Yeah, that'd be some exciting shit. That'd be something that they need to go ahead and orchestrate that. You know, that could help sell the fight too. You know, but
Hey, that'd be funny.
yeah, that'd be some exciting shit. Let them get into a little
Or
mini.
at least let him slap Bernie. But like, why Bernie don't ever show up to nothing? That boy be running his mouth at the gym. Like, what type of dude just want a nigga like just yelling all through your practice, stroking your ego? Like that is weird.
That's one of the things that boxers in history have had. You know, Devin Haney has a hype man as well. A lot of boxers have hype man. That's a thing that's we don't see it too much in this day in boxing. But boxers of the past, plenty boxers of the past always had hype man. They have a man in their corner in their gym, you know, just speaking positive affirmations about him at all times. That's a part of boxing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, hype men are a part of boxing. So, you know, when I see Bernie doing it, it's no different than Devin Haney. Devin Haney has an older guy in his camp.
I thought Devin Haney was rolling around with a pimp.
Nah, it's not a pimp. That's his hype man. You know what I'm saying? Like, boxers have had hype men in the history of the sport. So that's what we're seeing with the guy Bernie That's what we're seeing with Devin Haney's hype man, and we got other people as hype man. Like some people were their own hype man. That's why they were trying to rap and rhyme. If you look at Floyd Mayweather Sr., he was his own hype man. When they talked to him, he would try to rhyme and freestyle and stuff like that. So it's just part of the boxing, the history of boxing. They've had hype men. Some boxers that have had hype men speaking positive affirmations to them constantly while they train, constantly. So that's what they pay them for.
I forgot to drop the link in the chat. Oh, I need to get Jumbo a hype man.
Yeah. I mean, if you feel like that that helps him, get through training and just helps him. Period. Yeah. Or be his hype man.
That'd be funny. I'm gonna record myself and then just be playing it during practice. I'm gonna try that one day. He probably gonna be like, "Mama, you tripping?"
He said you thought Devin Haney had a pimp with him.
Don't he look like a pimp?
Yeah, he sounds like one too. Because that's his hype man.
I did not know that. I thought that was one of his daddy old pimp friends or something.
Nah, that's the hype man. That's something that boxers in history have had a hype man in that corner. When I watch the old clips of fighters in the 80s and the 90s, a lot of them had hype men. So.
Well, is the golden age of boxing back?
I would say we on the right track if we can continue to go in the direction that we're going now. Because just last year they was talking about how boxing has fell off and all of that. But here we are in 2023, and we having one of the best years of boxing. They say in long time, a very long time. So I think a lot of the business is getting clear this year, and then going into next year, even more business to get clear. So we finna finally find out who the best welterweight of this division is. It took a long time.
It took too long.
It took a long time, but we finna finally find out who the best welterweight of this era is. So
I feel like, I don't know. I want to say, even after the fight, we still gonna be going back and forth.
If it's close, we will.
The worst thing that can happen with this fight is a draw.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we can't. Well, I can't say we can't have a draw, but
I'll be sick. Like, man.
The thing about the draw is, I don't want games to be played like we got after the draw with Wilder Fury. It was games played after that.
Right.
We don't want the games and the long drawn out process for the rematches and all this to be played. We don't want all of that. If it's a close fight, y'all love to see the rematch. If it's a whitewash, let's move on. No matter who wins. If it's a whitewash, let's move on and let's continue to see some good fights. So
Crawford done after this. This retirement.
I mean,
I don't see him fighting no more.
So you think he's
going to stay at 154?
He may stay at 147. He may stay at 147. We know Spence is moving up to 154. He's been saying it. He said it during the grand arrival. He said it then. He said, once I'm done with Crawford, I'm more on the 154 and strap season all over again. So
Spence come undisputed. I mean, Jamel got to get up out of there.
I don't think Jamel will ever fight at 154 again after this Canelo fight.
Why you think that? He ain't about to drop his belts.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he's going to vacate him and probably campaign at 160. I just don't see him, going up to 168 and then coming back down to 154. I think this was a move that they thought about. They knew Spence wanted to move up as well, so I think they just doing it together. I think they both moving up together. So,
Greets, what's up, Greets? Crawfish getting washed. Period. Canelo as well. I really think Jamel could beat Canelo, bro. Like, I just think that's the end of the road for Canelo, man.
Man, it gotta be a top fighter in his division for it to be the end of the road for him.
You think so?
I think
Benavidez will be the end of the road for him.
I mean, I wouldn't say the end of the road because he still is the face of boxing. He still got a few more fat paydays that he can get, you know. And he's not that old yet. He's what, 34, 35? He's not that old. But and I wouldn't even say it'd be the end of the road for him because I don't see anybody just getting in there and just dogging him all the way out, you know. But as far I do think that he's on the tail end of his prime and he's starting to decline. I do think that. I think it's showing he's starting to decline. He's not the same Canelo that fought Danny Jacobs years ago. He's not that same guy. So, you know, it's all the fights. You know, Canelo got nearly 70 fights. All that wear and tear for all these years. He's been a pro for 20 years. He's been doing this for a long time as well. So I think all that is catching up to him. But do I think it's the end of the road for him? No, he still got a lot of fight in him. But I just think they're gonna do what they're doing, like they're doing against Charlo. They carefully picking opponents where they got advantages with. And yeah, they're gonna continue doing stuff like this. They're gonna avoid the Benavidez for as long as they possibly can. If they can retire without fighting them, they will. So
I was in the chat yesterday and they were saying that Benavidez was ducking Morrell. Yeah. What's up with that?
I think that's just what people say. Like when they want to see two fighters fight, the fans like to say that one fighter is ducking the other. Morrell is only 9 fights in. No matter how dangerous we think he may be, he's green as hell.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
He's green as hell. It don't matter how good we think he may be. He green. Just like with Boots. People been saying, oh, well, Crawford and Spence is ducking Boots. Man, if you think these dudes is ducking Boots, you're crazy. Boots is green. Yeah, he's very talented.
Boots got exposed at the Karen fight. He's not ready for no top.
Boots is uberly talented. But if you think somebody like a Spence or a Crawford is ducking him, you got another thing coming. You know what I'm saying? Like he's green compared to these guys. So
and they got other stuff to worry about. They not worried about no Boots.
Right.
They trying to be undisputed.
Yeah. So I just think like, of course, like when a young gun come around, you still got the older champions there. Quite naturally, you want them to jump in there and fight. But if they got plans other than you, them fights don't typically happen when we want to see them. So I don't think there's no different. But
what you think next for Keith Thurman? You think he gonna fight Boots?
Me personally, I don't think Keith Thurman will fight anybody as dangerous as a Spence or a Boots or anybody dangerous as hell unless it was straps on the line. I think Keith Thurman is done fighting.
He'll fight him for a vacant?
Probably not even for a vacant. Maybe a unification, but I don't think he would even fight him for a vacant. I think Thurman would, once those belts become available, or if they became available again, he'll try to pick up a vacant strap versus a much easier opponent. So he'll probably go for the Stanionis or something like that. He won't go Boots away, you know. Thurman
he got a shot at a belt. He got a shot at being champion again.
Thurman, yes, he has a shot at being champion again. And from what he says, you know, Al Hammond promised him another shot at a championship belt again. So, you know, he usually stick to his word, so he'll be in a championship fight again. But I mean, he would have been in one versus Spence if Spence wasn't so hard-headed on not fighting.
Yeah, so Spence ain't fuck that nigga, man.
Yeah, they had that fight set up multiple times, and Spence stuck to his guns.
He already told him why they kept trying to make him do it.
Spence stuck to his guns and made sure that he did not fight Thurman, you know. But if it was up to, you know, the PBC, they would have made Thurman and Spence a while ago. And the reason why Thurman won is because he had a shot at being undisputed. But if Spence didn't have any belts, he wouldn't say Spence's name. Just like when Spence didn't have any, when he was the champion and Spence was on the come up, he was saying all this other stuff. We know the story about Thurman ducking Spence. We know that's in the history books. That's a duck. Now we talking about a duck. That's a duck. The way that he did Spence on the come up, that's a duck. But
that's why Spence is like H now. You think I'm finna give you a shot? That don't even make no sense.
Yeah, that was a duck move. Even after he became champion, they were both champions. He still was ducking. He went off and got married. And he had all these mystery injuries and all type of weird shit that started going on with him. That's when his career really went downhill, when he started doing all these games. So
he's still around though. He's still around.
Yeah, but do I think we'll see a Boots Thurman? No.
That'd be a good fight for a vacant belt.
Yeah, it would be. But we'll more than likely see a Boots versus Stanionis for a vacant belt or something like that.
Yeah, Virgil Ortiz need to retire.
Yeah, if he can't get right, I don't know what's going on with him, but if he can't get right, health first, you know what I'm saying? So
What you
what
thinking about Ryan Garcia with Derrick James?
I mean, we just gotta see. We gotta see. We gotta see how well he takes to this type of coaching. We gotta see how well they mesh. We gotta see how Derrick James, coaching does with an athlete like this. We just gotta see. We just gotta see. But
Yeah, I'm interested to see.
we gotta see because if I mean, let's just say, I think he's gonna get the Rolly fight. He's probably gonna knock out Rolly more than likely. He'll be a champion, so he'll be in the mix with all these guys that we talking about, the Haney's and all of them. He'll be with all of them.
Right.
So we just gotta see.
Ryan came up.
Yeah, Ryan Ben came up. He's just trying to continue to come up. So
Yeah.
They said he made $30 million off the Tank fight. Shoot, that's more than most boxers making their whole career. So
That's crazy.
He's set already. He already set already. So he's just trying to get to it even more.
Now he get focused on getting better for real.
Yeah.
Man, these little boys making all this money, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. That's why having understanding, what I'm saying, like marketing and having personality, all that type of stuff, it matters if you wanna earn. We always got great boxers, but most of our great boxers don't have that marketability and that personality, and just they're not captivating like that. So,
I mean, but you can't expect everybody to be like that. But it's business. You're an entertainer. I was telling Jumbo, like, it's almost like you're a rapper. Like I said, you see all them people that be in there, they came there to see these two people in the middle of this ring fight.
Right.
You gotta put on a show.
All you gotta do is look at Rolly Romero. He's the prime example of what we're talking about. He's not a very good fighter. He will never be a very good boxer, but he's captivating as hell. People want to see him talk. People want to see him fight.
He got knockout power.
It's just he does have knockout power, but he don't have the skills to even land that shit in most cases. So, but he's captivating as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a very marketable guy. He's somebody that you can make a bag off of. That's why he's even had the opportunities that he's had. That's the reason why he's a champion right now, even though he's trash.
Greet say the crowd will be 90% Earl fans.
Nah.
You don't think so?
Nah, it's going to be 50-50. The crowd is going to be 50-50. See, what a lot of people don't really understand is that Crawford, when you have two fighters like this, like two black American fighters for that, we are literally evenly split. Even if you and your friends or you and the people are big Arrow fans, it's groups of other people that are big Bud fans. So I think a fight like this would be split 50-50, like, unless they was fighting in Texas or something like that. That'd be different, but it's fighting in Vegas.
I was saying, I just did a video. I haven't posted it yet. I was saying because Grease say, did you see yesterday? So I was saying that I'm looking in the crowd at the Grand Arrivals. I see Spence shirts everywhere. I'm like, I don't see no Crawford shirts. Of course, I see everybody in the crowd, but I'm just saying, like, Crawford ain't even have his own shirt on.
Right, because Crawford is not a salesman. Crawford, he's not as business savvy as Spence is. So, he don't push his brand like Errol pushes his brand. So that's why you see more merchandise from Spence. But I don't think that it'd be 90% Errol fans in the building come Saturday night. It'd be 50-50 split. It'd definitely be 50-50 split.
It's definitely gonna be a lot of crowd. It's definitely gonna be fights in the crowd. That's all I can say.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 50-50 split. But as far as like branding and marketing, we already know Terence Crawford don't put no energy into even promoting himself. He don't put no energy into promoting any type of brand behind him or anything like that. Spence does. Spence pushes merchandise on you every fight, every chance he get. you know, stuff like that. So
Now you know what I could see? I could see a fight breaking out in the ring after the fight.
you're trying to see that what happened between Zab Judah, who was that?
And Mayweather.
Yeah, maybe you want to see something like that. Like when you hit him with the low blow and Roger jumped in the ring.
Hey, they
Yeah,
was about it.
Yeah, you want to see something like that.
Say 50-50, hell no. Crawford fans don't have money.
Y'all be tripping, bro. Come on, y'all tripping. Come on, man. Y'all
Hey, everybody
tripping,
entitled to their own opinion on this channel, bro.
Yeah, I feel you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Come on now. How we gonna assume that Crawford fans don't have no money? Come on, man.
Bro, all the people with money don't F with crawfish.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It seems like seems like, you know, more, everybody that's coming to this channel is definitely on Errol's side for sure.
I
And
mean,
we need both sides. We need some Crawford fans to come
they
and
can hop in
too.
here.
We
Man,
need some Crawford
they
fans
gonna
to
hop
speak
in
their
here.
piece.
They can hop in here at any time. Hey, drop it below. If you watching this live later, drop it below and let me know. C-Dub want to know where all the Crawford fans at. Where y'all at?
Yeah, we want some Crawford fans in here too.
Hey, them Crawford fans be being unreasonable, bro. But that's what I was trying to tell you. I'm in the Crawford fan chat, and they just being unrealistic. Like, y'all need to relax.
That's how it be. I see a lot of Canelo fans be that way too.
I'm not really a Canelo fan. I just don't see it.
Well, when I say Crawford and Canelo, Spence, or whoever fighter fans, I want to make this clear. It's very possible for you to be fans of all these guys. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's very possible for you to be fans of Crawford and Spence. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being a fan.
We're obviously fans. You fans of both. If you've been following this whole time and following Crawford, you fans of both. It's just their time.
Yeah. You know, you can be a fan of both guys and pick who you want to win and who's your favorite. But you know, it's very possible to be a fan of both. So I'm a fan of boxing, and I try my best. I feel like we all have our biases for sure, but I try my best to try to be as unbiased as possible. So you know, I'm a Crawford fan, just like I'm a Spence fan, but I'm much more of a Spence fan for sure.
I mean, as long as I'm making the decisions off of facts and critical thinking. So that's when you're not being biased. When you're being biased is when you ignoring the facts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Saying whatever. A lot of Earl fans doing that, and a lot of Bud fans doing that.
Yeah. And I see that a lot. I see that a lot more with Canelo, with the people that support Canelo. The main thing I'm seeing about this fight with Charlo that he has coming up, that people are saying that they know better, is that Charlo is a bigger man than Canelo. And that's just, I think that everybody knows that this is not the case.
No, I think people believe that.
I think everybody knows this, but they don't want to, you know, point out that fact, because it does make Canelo look a little fishy for, you know what I'm saying, even for this fight even occurring. But
so you don't think people believe that Charlo is bigger than Canelo?
I mean, I know people would want to believe that.
I think people believe that.
They want to believe that because they want to give Canelo extra credit for beating the Charlo. That's why they want to believe.
Oh, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, they want to believe it. Like, people will manipulate the situation
because they want you to see it evenly matched.
Yeah, they want to make it seem like it's more of an even match, and it's not a mismatch, because they want to give Canelo the credit, because they feel like Canelo actually has the clear advantage in this fight. It's almost like they do the same thing when, like, Canelo goes up to fight a Beaver when he get his ass whooped. Well, they already have a built-in excuse. Well, Beaver is already way bigger than him, and he was daring to be great, so they still give him credit. They looking to give their fighter credit regardless of what happened or who they fighting.
That's why I hope Charlo beat him, bro.
Yeah. So
because all this you've been doing and you finally met your match, all this pulling up and manipulating you've been doing and you finally met your match. That's what's finna happen to Crawford. All this matchmaking you've been doing, you finally finna meet your match.
Yeah, I mean, they in the same division, so you know this is bound to happen. A 154-pound champion versus a 168-pound champion. Nobody was calling for that shit.
I know, like, what was that's what I want to ask you earlier. What was even the demand for that fight? Like did they just make it up and then make us want to watch it?
Yeah. Look, see, Steve 25 in the chat said, "I'm rocking with Charlo, but he's first for a reason." Exactly. He signed a 3-fight deal, and they going into this fight with Jermell Charlo first because they feel like it's easy work. They feel like it's easy work. But when you go listen to, or a lot of the fans are saying, they saying, well, no, this is a tough fight. This is a 50-50 fight. You know, Jermell is way bigger than Canelo, and they know for a fact that this is a mismatch. But they're not going to speak on it because it takes away credit from their fighter. So, yeah, that do make sense, though, Steve. You know, if you have a 3-fight deal, you know, Canelo ain't known for just looking for the most smoke. He not. So he fighting Jermell first for a reason because it's a mismatch.
Hey, oh yeah, if you in the chat, hit that like button. Be on here acting like Blue Bud. Get the likes up.
Shout out to Blue Blood, you know, and all the other YouTubers.
Shout
That's
out to
doing
all
their
the other
thing.
YouTubers.
Y'all definitely inspire us to do the things that we doing for sure.
Absolutely. Because I already started my little channel. Hey, y'all check out my channel. Go and subscribe. Comment below in some of the videos. Join the conversation. Man, it be taking a little minute to put them videos together. That ain't just too easy as it look.
Yeah, it's definitely work. You know, them guys do be working. All the good boxing channels out there that don't get too far gone down down the rabbit hole. Just props to all y'all.
I mean, you know, they got the different kind. They got the news boxing. They got the analyst boxing. Like it's a nice little array of different type of boxing channels.
Yeah. The very first boxing channel that I became a boxing fan in 2012. Uh, like a real, just actually watching boxing, and the boxer that I first rallied behind was Adrian Broner. That was my first boxer that I really just wanted to learn their story and follow their career and
Yeah,
all
me
that.
too. Me too. It was AB.
And at the time, you know, I had jumped on YouTube looking at videos, and the very first boxing page that I followed that I really took a liking to was a guy named Wilson Caden. I'm not sure if any of y'all know who Wilson Caden is, but he was very knowledgeable on boxing. He would break down fights slow mo. He would really break down. Some of his videos are still up on YouTube. You can check them out. He hasn't been active in like 5-6 years though. So
Oh wow.
I'm not sure what happened to him. I'm not sure if the guy's gone. I'm not sure if he just quit YouTube. I'm not really sure what happened. But his videos are still up. Wilson Caden with a K. He he's very informative, but you know, he helped me understand like little different nuances of boxing that, you know, me not being a boxer, I wouldn't probably really just be looking for, like foot positioning and, you know,
Right.
lead foot positioning and, you know, just the different names of the punches, like what is a check hook, what is a pull counter, and all these other different things and veteran tactics that boxers be doing. Like, I kind of want to see a channel. I haven't seen a channel like that since then. You know, we got a lot of channels that, you know, talk about the boxing and get into the mess, but we don't really have too many boxing channels that I know of that.
Boxing gyms. You follow boxing gyms?
No, I don't follow boxing gyms.
Yeah, boxing gym. Man. You just gotta look. Because when I first started watching boxing channels, it was like the reason why I was kind of turned off. It just dudes be on here yelling at each other and
Yeah.
talking crazy to each other, and I was just like, what? Like, it took me a while to find a decent channel, and then I started watching. Like, I guess I could say Blue Blood was probably like the first channel, but then he would get on my nerves with that 147 WB, all of that. So
Look, man, Blue Blood. I respect what Blue Blood do because, you know, he's treating YouTube like he would if he was on ESPN or, you know, FS1 or something like that. Like the old school commentators, like when they said these fighters' names, they said all their accomplishments. You know, so. And I respect Blue Blood. He treat this YouTube like he was ESPN or something greater. So
I mean, it's some nice. I mean, even though I've been watching more Boxing Ego now since I've started my channel because I like the format, but I started watching Boxing Ego, but he just be like getting on my nerves sometimes. Like, dude, just say what it is. We don't gotta know you right and all
oh
that.
yeah, I get what you're saying. You know, yeah, but I mean, YouTube has become like a I was right first type thing. I do know what you're saying. I do get what you're saying, but
And I'm like,
you know,
Ego, just give us the news, bro.
yeah. I mean, he But I think he may be the biggest new media channel, if I'm not mistaken. Though Boxing Ego may be the biggest. So shout out to him for even making it to that level. You know.
You watch Manager Marty's pretty good. He talk about the business of boxing.
Nah, I haven't.
These are newer channels. These are newer channels.
Like I'll go through a lot of, like, I watch Egos and I watch the Blue Bloods and I watch the Fight Hypes and I watch the different channels, but you know, uh, yeah, I try to tune into as much as I can. The Dante's Boxing Nations, the Aki TVs, and everybody. I try to tap into everybody until they get too crazy, and then I take a break from them. But
that just pop around every now and then. Grease say Earl hates Blue. Now Earl ain't got no issue with Blue. He did call him out and say what he had to say to him, but then he was straight.
You see, hold on.
But they was straight. But so who all on here? Make sure y'all hit that like button. Drop some comments in the comment section. Let me know if you want to come up. I'll drop the link. Give your 2 cents on the Terence Crawford Earl Spence fight.
Give me 1 second real quick. I'm trying to do something.
So I wish I could show the video, man. So we're talking about those pivot interviews that they did. I haven't seen all the Crawford's in a pivot interview yet. I need to go watch it. But Earl Spence's pivot interview was really good. My thing about the pivot interview is I can't believe that Terence Crawford, because I don't understand why Terence Crawford had to talk to Earl Spence so bad. And he really called Earl Spence trying to talk to him about all of his accomplishments and all the things he's done and this and that. And it just was like, well, I can't believe Terence Crawford called Earl Spence with that, trying to get more money. But listen, Terence Crawford got what he wanted. I heard he got 50-50 split for the fight.
Hey man, at the end of the day, yeah, he got more of what he wanted. So
he got what he wanted. So, but I think that because you keep hearing Terence Crawford say, "Oh, everybody doubted me and people doubt me." Like, how you the favorite? But I think the people closest to him, and I think his family, I think that's who he's referring to.
No, I mean, what I think is Crawford is used to yes men around him. I think he's used to, you know what I'm saying? He's used to, being the king of his castle. Like, even outside of boxing, I think he's just used to being the king of his environment. And he used to people telling him what, you know what I'm saying, he wanted to hear and stuff like that. But I think when it comes to a fight of this magnitude, even the people that in his camp and his and it's not necessarily in his camp, but in his environment are kind of like, look, you know what I'm saying? We're not just finna just say you finna whitewash Spence. Like, we're gonna keep it unbiased. We think both of y'all are good fighters and stuff like that. So I think that may have something to do with it. But I think that's what it is. He's used to being the favorite, When has Crawford ever went into a fight and he wasn't the favorite?
He is the favorite now.
I'm just saying, but when has he ever went into a fight and people thought the other fighter actually had a chance? When was the last time that happened?
I don't think ever.
Well, I can't say ever, but it was probably like a gamble.
Not at 147.
It probably was like a gamble. So, he's not used to this. He's not used to people picking the other guy and feeling very confident about it. He's probably not used to this. So,
and that's a problem if you're a champion.
It's not a problem. It's just what it is. You're used to whooping everybody. You ain't used to people talking about the other guy like that. But I think those type of things are what push a fighter like Crawford to train harder, to be more mentally locked in. I think those type of things will bring out the best in a fighter.
Yeah.
Doubts and fear sometimes bring out different things and better things out of you. You know what I'm saying? So I think Tank might be that way as well. Tank is this vicious power puncher. But, I think Tank has a healthy – I wouldn't say he's scared of nobody, but I'm saying I think Tank –
He not playing around. He not
Tank, in there. When Tank thinks of certain fighters, he probably do get a little, you know what I'm saying, a little of that little feeling in him like, yeah, this guy could possibly beat me. And I think that's what pushes him to be who he is. Tank is this vicious power puncher, but he's not going around talking about, yeah, I'm gonna knock everybody
Right.
out. I'm the biggest, baddest. He's not talking like that. He's very respectful.
But that's what the people want to see.
Yeah, they want to see, but they're not gonna get it from Tank. They're not gonna get it. So
Man, these new boxes too soft, man. Let's go. Talk your trash. Talk your trash. That's why people like Rolly. Greet say we got to keep it real. Crawfish ain't beat nobody. The 29th will show just that. C Steve 25 say Bud pivot interview was weird a little bit on their part because they know they rocking with EJ. So the questions made it kind of dry. But Bud was cool as far as energy. Yeah,
facts.
They was clowning Bud on that with Earl, but
facts.
Bud is just kind of socially awkward anyway.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, he's just not a very sociable guy. Like I said, he don't care about promoting himself. He don't really care too much about the business of boxing. He just want to get paid. He don't really care about contributing to the business of his brand or anything like that. Which is why he signed with a promoter in Top Rank and had them do that for everybody's not.
But that's what I'm saying. So how you think you deserve 50-50 when you haven't even invested in yourself and your brand? That's what was crazy. Like you really just got this fight because Spence wanted it so bad because that's his lifelong dream. Because
you're right, and that's what I was saying.
It don't make sense.
That's what Crawford was saying from the jump. It's just that people didn't want to believe him. Crawford was telling everybody this. Crawford said Spence needs this fight more than I need this fight. He meant it. It was the truth. People just didn't want to believe that that's what he was thinking. But he was telling everybody this was on his mind. He was telling everybody that Spence needs this fight for his career more than I need this fight for my career. He was telling the truth. That was a fact.
Now, no, he did need this fight for his career.
He didn't, because if they never would have fought, Crawford could have retired before this fight and been a Hall of Famer. Spence could not.
Man, don't nobody care about that. Nobody care about no Hall of Famer boxing. Nobody cares about that. You wouldn't even be remembered.
He cares about that. He's already been undisputed. He's already going to be remembered from doing great things. That's what I'm saying. So that's what he was telling everybody this. It's just that we didn't want to accept it because we like, dog, come on, fight Spence, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's how we was. But he was telling the world. Crawford was telling people this for years.
Greed say Crawfish is a fake bully. That's why he ain't trying that nonsense with Earl. Joseph Ian hopped in the chat and say hashtag man down. Man down, bro. All I know is if this fight, I just can't see it going all the way 12. I feel like if it go all the way 12, they're going to say it's a draw.
Think about this like this, right? For the people that say Crawford ain't fought nobody, think about it like this. Let's just say Crawford goes in here and get the win over Spence. And then he retires right after that. Or just continue on his career and continue to fight nobody's, quote unquote nobody's, let's say that. He don't never get a fight of this magnitude ever again. He just continues on his path and end up being 51-0, 52-0, something crazy like that. Do you not think that they will place him as one of the greatest boxers of all time?
Does he be one champion?
No, it's because of what he accomplished over the course of his career, plus beating Spence.
Know about the greatest boxer of all time.
I said one of them.
Oh,
he'll be in the conversation.
Bro, I can't even think that. My brain won't even let me process that.
But that's how it is. You know what I'm saying? So Crawford was right when he said what he said. He wasn't wrong. We just didn't think that he should be moving in this way. But he wasn't lying. He wasn't wrong. He was totally right when he said he didn't need this fight for his career. He didn't. Spence needed this fight more than Crawford needed this fight. That's a fact.
Well, Spence did what he had to do to get it.
Yeah, facts. And Joseph Ian, you are totally correct. He said Crawfish fans will jump on the boots in his bandwagon after Bud loses. It never stops. That's one thing about it. It never stops.
It never stops. It just keeps going in a loop.
It never stops. It's never going to be a point where everybody accept one guy as being that guy. It never stops. So yes, once this fight is over with, if Errol Spence is successful, it'll be some other guy. It'll probably be Boots. They'll probably be trying to push Boots up on Errol or some other guy that's coming up. It'll never stop. It's never going to stop. And it's always been that way in the history of boxing. The top guy will never get the just due while he's still active. It never happens. It never happens.
Well, that's what's so great about this fight, because the top guy about to get his just due while he active.
Yeah, he's finna get his just due, but it's gonna be short lived because there will be some other boxer that the media and everybody is bigging up to push up on him. So it's not gonna stop. It won't stop. If Errol is successful, it's not gonna stop. Now I do agree that Errol will Boots if they fought right now.
Absolutely, Errol would hurt Boots.
I do agree that Errol will Boots if they fought right now, but they're not gonna fight right now. That fight is not going to happen.
They're gonna build that up at 154.
That fight is not going to happen right now. Errol Spence has already said that he's moving up to 54. We know what the plan is. He's not sticking around at 147. He's not sticking around at 147 to I'm on live. He's not sticking around at 147 to fight any of these other guys. He's not happening. And when they done with these belts, it'll depend on Crawford. It'll depend on Crawford whether the outcome. But these belts will more likely be available at 147, and Boots will start picking them up. That's what's going to happen. So Spence versus Boots, that fight ain't happening. Not right now. It's not happening.
CS Steve 25 says, nah, he needed it. Spence just needed it more because that feeling that Bud would have after not fighting Spence would have left a stain on his career.
It would have left a stain on his career to hardcore boxing fans. But we have to remember that we are the minority. We are not the majority. History is not going to remember it as the hardcore fan remembers it. History is going to remember it as the casual fan understands it. That's how it goes.
That's true. That's true.
The hardcore boxing fan you have to remember the people that know a little bit about boxing are the minority. We are not the majority. So,
well, Earl Spence definitely paid the price, literally.
Yes, definitely.
Definitely paid the price to get this.
Put it like this: I'm glad Errol Spence stuck to his guns. I'm glad he didn't jump in there and fight any other fighter before he got this fight and risk any further injury or anything that would have set this fight back or anything that would have helped make this fight not happen. I'm glad that Errol Spence is the way he was, because without him being that way, we probably wouldn't be seeing this fight right now. So it's just good that Errol is a man on a mission, and he's literally the definition of his nickname, the truth.
Absolutely.
Everything that he said he would do, he's doing it.
No matter what.
No matter what. So, I see the handicap being the same way. Everything they say they're gonna do, they do it. So, I'm glad to see it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Crawford could have played that role and not getting his fight and continued on and end up being 50-0. He would have been known as an all-time great, even without fighting Spence. That's a fact.
As Grease say, my dude, Crawfish doesn't have any fans except you.
Okay. But look, like I said, I'm a fan of both guys, and I'm going for Spence, but I'm just not finna sit up here and just, and be on some Crawfish this or Crawfish that. Nah, I gotta give him his respect. He's the pound number one fighter. And I want to give him his respect because if Spence beat him, then I want to give Spence his full credit for it. You see what I'm saying?
Everybody get it, but you got to talk that noise. It's wartime. It ain't time to be politically correct.
I'm not being politically correct. They not even talking noise to each other. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's what I'm saying. We want to fight more than they do.
As fans, we don't have to be at war with each other about this.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have to be beefing or at war about this. They not even at war about this.
Nah, not at war, but it's all fun. It's all trash talk.
Yeah.
But we gonna see. I'm curious to see what Crawford game plan is. Like, are you finna go try to fight in the inside and hole? Are you finna try to box around? Like, I'm so curious. We already know what Spence finna do.
Yeah, we know what Spence finna do. It ain't no secret. It ain't no secret. It ain't, they may come with a couple wrinkles we ain't seen, but Yeah, we know what his MO is. With Crawford, you can you can dig in a bag and get anything. You never know. So Crawford could come out here and be on his bike. Crawford could come out here and do his best Floyd Money Mayweather interpretation. Or he can come out here and do his best.
Even Floyd was getting touched up by Spence, so that ain't gonna work.
Yeah, he can come out here and do his best Mike Tyson interpretation. Whoever, whatever he decide he want to do, he can try it. You know what I'm saying? He can try it. But Spence, we know what Spence gonna do.
We're gonna see, man. I'm curious to see how it go, how these corners work it out. I want to hear what they saying in the corner. I can't wait to watch the epilogue. I just, oh man, when is the final All Access?
Look, Greek said, if after he gets out of the hospital and fights Charlo, then I'll respect him.
He definitely not fighting Charlo.
That Charlo fight ain't happening because Charlo won't be back down at 154, so we'll never see that fight. Even though I would love to see that fight, I would love to see Charlo versus Crawford. I promise you, I would.
You think Crawford really would fight Charlo?
Yes, he really wants to fight Charlo. He definitely has more smoke for Charlo than he had for Spence. Facts. Crawford really want a Charlo. Crawford really feels very confident. See that energy you want Crawford to have right now? He would have it versus the Charlo. All that stop talking before you won't make it to your fight energy that you speak on. If he was fighting Jermell Charlo, you would see all of that. You would see all of that type of energy. Because Bud truly, and I seen interviews of other fighters even outside of their divisions. I seen an interview with Caleb Plant speaking on Charlo and Jermell, and he said himself that Errol Spence is a tougher fight than Jermell Charlo for Crawford. So it just, some of these fighters believe that, Spence is tougher than Jermell Charlo. I don't know why, but a lot of people believe that. So
see, Steve 25 say the only way to box Spence is fight like Mikey. Other than that, you have to fight Spence sooner or later. What? Fight like Mikey? Mikey got the career beat out of him.
But Mikey was saying like Mikey was staying disciplined. Mikey didn't make it he was saying Mikey didn't, fall into the trap of just like saying F it and just start banging.
Right.
That's what he's saying. He's saying you got to stay disciplined.
Oh, that's how he was able to stay safe.
Yeah, he's saying you got to stay disciplined for 12 is what he's saying. I'm assuming that's what he's saying.
Is that what you're saying, C. Steve? Let us know. Drop it below. Grease say, well, no respect for him. You can't disrespect a grown man like Crawfish does. Gary already punked Crawfish.
Look, man, Gary Russell come on now. Gary Russell was never going to get the Crawford fight, and he shouldn't want it because he would have got the brakes beat off of him. Too little.
He didn't open up against EJ.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. He stayed, you know what I'm saying? He didn't get into that fight. That dog fight with EJ. That's why he lasted 12 rounds with Errol Spence. But the Gary Russell situation, man, we can't fall into the shenanigans of boxing. Gary Russell he probably like that, you know what I'm saying, in real life, in the streets. And I'm pretty sure he's not scared of Crawford, but there was no point in that professional career that he would be able to fuck with Crawford. He too little. He fighting at 126. He too little. He's not going to be able to beat Crawford, no matter when they fought in their professional career. He's too little.
Gary Russell, I just feel like Gary Russell wasted his career.
Yeah, I feel like he has as well. Like, I definitely feel like he has as well. But Gary Russell is stay calling out people like the Devin Haney's and people that's way above his weight division, when he can just clean up guys that are close to his weight division.
Why don't he go fight Inoue?
That's what I'm saying. That's a fight right there that's ready made for him anyway. So,
but I don't even think Inoue will take that fight. Like, what? Why would he fight Gary Russell? What you got? Inoue want to go fight champions and get belts.
Well, when Greek said like Gamboa did, when Crawford fought Gamboa was a top 3 pound-for-pound fighter. They were both undefeated. They fought when they were supposed to fight.
But didn't he bring Gamboa up?
No, they were the same size, same weight division. They were in the same weight division at the time. They were the same size. It wasn't like he, fought a much smaller man. No, they were in the same weight division. It's much different.
Is there another All Access coming out?
I'm not too sure.
I hope so. I think we might have to wait for the epilogue. I think that's the last one.
Look, man, Spence fans, don't discredit Crawford, man, because you're taking away credit from Errol's win Saturday night. If
You're
he,
not discrediting Crawford. No, no, like this is what I'm saying. People say don't. It's not that we discrediting you. We just saying you're good, but the people you have fought, like this is Crawford. This Crawford first step up fight for real.
I would now it's his first step up fight since he's been at welterweight. Yes, I would say that. But like I said, when he fought Gamboa, that wasn't a sure win. That wasn't a guaranteed dub. The favorite was Gamboa in that fight. It wasn't Terence Crawford.
I mean, like we not this. It's not like if we saying he's sorry. We not. Nobody's ever saying that. We know you can fight. We know you got skill. We're just saying, or my 2 cents is at least you really think you finna jump to the best. I mean, but I guess it's y'all 1 and 2.
Yeah,
I
they
guess
won
y'all
in
1
two,
and
so
2.
it's literally nobody else he could fight that would get him ready for Spence. So
I mean, he could have fought the Danny Garcias, the Ugases, the um,
they were all on the other side of the street.
and that's what I'm
They
saying. When
didn't.
you
They didn't.
decided to stay with Top Rank, that let us know that you didn't want to fight them. You
No,
didn't.
I don't. I don't think that he didn't want to fight him. Is what I said. I think that Crawford is no. He has no interest in trying to promote himself.
Oh, because yeah, you said
Yeah,
if you came to the PBC,
yeah,
because over here they promote they.
yes. He has no interest in trying to put in work outside of in the ring when it comes to sport of boxing. He doesn't. He does nothing to try to promote his brand. He does nothing to try to sell a fight for real. He has when you with Top Rank, they are a promotional company. They do it for you. And they getting an easy paycheck. He was getting paid over there. Now it wasn't like he was getting pennies in Top Rank. He was getting a good, decent guarantee. I think it was about 3 to 4 million each fight. He getting a decent guarantee every time he step out of there. So that's the reason why he chose to stick with the Top Rank, because he didn't have to put in the extra work to try to promote himself or to get decent paydays. So I don't think he stayed on that side of the street because he was scared of Danny Garcia. Because I think he would have whooped Danny Garcia.
Nobody's saying he's scared, but
Yeah.
it's just like
He
come
has,
on.
he has no interest in promoting himself. He has no interest in it at all. He doesn't want to do it. And that's his prerogative. But he can't be mad when other fighters, name and brands get bigger than his because they putting in the work and he not. So
And you think just because you beating people up, you're supposed to have that notoriety when
right.
it takes more than just
Right.
beating people up.
And honestly, I will say this as well. If Top Rank was even interested in promoting Crawford, he would be bigger than what he is today. But they weren't even interested in promoting him that way either.
He
Top
was
Rank,
difficult to deal with.
I don't think it was that. Top Rank ain't even doing what they supposed to do to promote Shakur or any of their top guys that are of African descent. If I'm just being honest with you, they want to promote the
Yeah, that's
Inoue,
true.
the Loma Chicos, the
In
others.
a ways,
Yes, they put their time and their energy into promoting them guys. They don't put their time and energy into promoting the young black fighters that they have. I'm
okay.
just being honest with you.
Let me read these comments real quick. After this fight, Crawfish will never be on pay-per-view again. Top Rank knew Crawford would win. Gamboa got knocked down in 4 straight fights at 126 and was in a grueling fight at 130, and then expect to beat a taller, longer, just fast fighter in Bud. Top Rank knew Crawford would win. Gamboa got knocked down in 4 straight fights at 126 and was in a grueling fight at 130, and then expects to beat a taller, longer, just as fast fighter in Bud. Okay, I see what you're saying, C Steve 25. Yeah, it's the matchmaking they do over there. Like EJ said, the Bud got great matchmakers. Exactly. And they doing the same thing with Inoue.
Right, right. I mean, they like I said, they go promote their guys. The guys they really want to promote, they will put the energy in behind it. But you got a guy like put it like this. I would think that if you have a fighter like Shakur Stevenson, you're putting your resources behind his brand and his name because he has the highest potential to be the best fighter that you have. But they're not doing that.
Yeah.
That's why you see Shakur looking like a villain. He jumping in the ring after every fight.
But they making him do it.
Yeah, but instead, I think he's doing it himself. I think he's promoting himself. He's trying his best to promote himself. Now, is he doing a great job at it? No, he's not. But I think he's just promoting himself because they don't want to do it for him. I think that's what it is. Top Rank is just not going to promote those fighters that they should, the way they should. And I think that's just the case. I think the same problem that Crawford had with him not being able to sell pay-per-views, without him not getting the fights that he really, really needs to get, is going to happen because he signed with Top Rank. I don't think it's going to happen because he purposely ducking and dodging anybody. I think it's just he with the wrong people. If he wants to build his brand to be the biggest it can be, he with the wrong people.
Yeah.
And I know Shakur cares about his brand and his name. I know he does. Like, I would assume that he does. So, you know, I would find it very fishy if his contract ends and he re-signs with Top Rank again.
You know that's what he gonna do because they getting that guaranteed money over there. That's why I'm starting to see. I'm gonna see what happens when his contract ends. If he re-signed with Top Rank, he who I'm thinking, because you starting to look real clout chasey over there, like Terence Crawford 2.0.
Yeah, see, Steve said promote, and any other race they willing to put the money in them. Exactly. You know, that's what Top Rank does. Top Rank will sign you and they'll make sure you get paid, but they won't put the machine behind you. They won't do it.
So you might as well go to PBC then.
I mean, it's other promoters other than PBC, there's other companies other than PBC. But, you know, the solution for everybody just not going to sign with the PBC. You know, everybody not going to unite. Everybody not going to unite under the same and unite. You know, especially us. You know, we're not known for uniting like that. We know that. But yeah, I mean, we know that. You know, Bob Arum could have made Crawford a bigger name if he wanted to. He chose not to. That's a fact. Even though Crawford didn't do himself any justices, he could have made Crawford a bigger name. He could have got Crawford the Pacquiao fight if he wanted to. They chose not to, you know. So, you know, beating up Pacquiao, which I think Crawford probably would have beat the brakes off of Pacquiao.
Crawford priced himself out the fight.
No, he didn't. I'm telling you, they had no interest in making that fight whatsoever because they had no interest in building his brand up to the point.
From my understanding, they had the contracts and everything. Crawford was being difficult and wanted more money and priced himself out the Pacquiao fight. That's my understanding. That's my understanding of what happened.
They just had no interest in elevating a Crawford over a Pacquiao. That's what it was. Because we know the outcome of that fight. Crawford would have probably dogged Pacquiao out. That was the more than likely outcome of that fight. If y'all under the same umbrella, you make the fight happen. It's in-house fight. All money still going to you. The problem with that was they had no interest in elevating Crawford's brand above Pacquiao's brand. That's the reason why that fight never happened.
Oh, no.
That's why that fight never happened. Like, we have another thing, but we have it going on right now with Shakur and Lomachenko. Why haven't they fought already?
See, Steve 25 say they being told behind the scenes how bad PBC is. Just look at what Crawford thought of them and never work with them. But everyone that left Top Rank goes to another level stardom-wise.
Facts. That's the whole point I'm trying to make. Top Rank has no interest in building up some of these fighters' careers. They'll pay them, but they have no interest in building their brands and their names up to be stars. They don't. So it's easy. If you're a promising black prospect, you can go to Top Rank and you will get paid. But your brand will not be enhanced in any type of way. The machine will not be behind you. That's the trade-off. So, you know, it's up to you to decide.
And you're not going to get big fights.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They're not going to. That's what helps you build your brand. Getting the right fights helps you build your brand. You know, promotion that helps you build your brand. All this takes into account.
So that's why Bernie and them talking about Earl Spence's media made, quote unquote.
Right. They just hating because they made the right moves. Spence team made the right moves. They're just hating. You know, I would think they're kind of jealous of the fact that Spence brand is bigger than Crawford's brand.
Yeah, they do seem a little jelly over there. Because I don't know how my career been made. I've been fighting champions for belt after belt. Ain't no matchmaking. Whoever got the belt, that's who I'm fighting.
But that doesn't just happen. Like good matchmaking and brand building doesn't just happen on Top Rank. It happens with the PBC as well. I got to keep bringing this up. Tank is a prime example of somebody who's been his brand has been built up to where it is today. Because if you think about the people that Tank fought, who was his best opponent?
Who was his best
Who
opponent?
was Tank's best opponent that he's ever fought in his career? It's
Santa
Ryan
Cruz.
Garcia.
Oh, I thought you mean because he made the most money.
No, I'm talking about, I didn't say who was the biggest fighter. I said who was the best opponent that he ever fought in his career.
Oh, Steve 25 say Earl Spencer's on the Mike Tyson show. It just got uploaded to YouTube. Great show. I'm going to definitely support this channel. And do y'all have a certain time y'all come on? Steve 25, we don't have a certain time. And this is actually my second live I've ever done. This is my co-host C Dub. But we get everything together. Maybe we'll get a schedule going. But until then, just subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when we go live, and you can come in and drop your 2 cents and join the conversation.
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping by.
We'll get all that together when we get a little, more established in doing this.
But it's fight week. I had to hop on.
Yeah. But before we get off, I just want to finish saying what I was saying.
No, go ahead. We finish off.
Yeah, brand building is not something that just happens with certain promotional companies. It happens all around. Tank is a prime example of what, quote unquote, what God would say a media made fighter would be. He is that. Just to be honest with you. Now we think Tank is that good. We know he's that good. We know he's skilled. We know he's a knockout artist. We know this about him. But he hasn't fought anybody for real either.
Who is for real?
Who is for real?
Who is fight that's for real?
Lomachenko was a fight that he could have took years ago that would have been a for real fight. Devin Haney currently right now is a for real fight. You see what I'm saying? And he's fought at 140 twice already. There's champions at 140 like Regis Prograis and stuff like that, where there'll be for real fights.
I guess, but Prograis out of there, bro.
Regardless of we think Tank will beat all these fighters, we got to take into effect. If you can sit here and say Terence Crawford ain't fighting nobody, then you have to say the same about Tank Davis. You have to.
Tank's been fighting champions.
What champions did Tank fight?
Pedraza, Santa Cruz, Barrios.
These were definitely cherry-picked fights.
But were they champions?
They weren't super champions.
But that's what I'm saying. If you gonna cherry pick at least fight champions.
Listen, the only real champion that he's ever fought was Santa Cruz. The other champions that you speak of, they were secondary champions. They did not have the super belts.
He beat Gamboa. He was pound for pound at one point, like you just said.
But he was pound for pound way back when Crawford fought him 10 years ago. We talking about an old Gamboa. That's not the same guy. So, like, the only real champion that Tank has ever fought was Leo Santa Cruz. All these other so-called belts that he had, you have to think about it. How is Tank a champion at 135 when there's an undisputed champion? Because he don't have a real belt. That's why. So we can't be fooled. We can't say Terence Crawford ain't fought nobody and not say the same thing about a Tank Davis.
But the only reason why we saying that and it's coming off like that is because Tank Davis ain't touting around like he the best boxer ever. He not saying he the best boxer of this era. That's where the difference come in at. We know Tank trying to get that bread.
Right, but you got to take into account Crawford is saying that because he's already been undisputed. He's 3-division champion, and he's in an opportunity to be 2-time undisputed. That's why he's saying that.
I guess.
Yeah, that's why he's saying it. We got to take everything into account. He's saying it because he has a case to say it. He literally has an argument. He has a case.
I mean, fighters are fighting for different things. Like,
right.
It's like if you go to my channel, I made a video that says if y'all should watch it. It's like if I forgot what the title is, but it's like if this fight would destroy the 135 division. And I'm talking about Tank and Haney and how they're fighting for two different things. Like one is fighting, they're a prize fighter, they're an entertainer. You're gonna come watch them knock somebody out, and the other one is fighting for legacy. He going for the belts. He want to fight who the champion is. He want to fight the. It's two different things.
But in this case with Crawford and Spence, it's two guys that trying to prove that they're great. It's not a cherry pick versus a real fighter. No, this is two real fighters fighting each other.
Yeah, in this fight.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about in this fight. Like,
and that's
Crawford,
what we want to see.
It don't matter who Crawford wanted to fight. All the other fighters were with the PBC at the welterweight division, other than Jeff Horn and Pacquiao. They were the only two on his side of the street.
But even when you hear Danny Garcia and them talk about, they say how Crawford offered them $1 million to fight. Like, he lowballing them. It's not like, I get what you're saying.
Crawford is not the one that's
strategically done, bro.
That's not Crawford's doing. That's Top Rank's doing, because they have no. This is what I'm trying to tell you. You can't confuse Crawford's promotion and his boss for him. You can't confuse it. Top Rank was lowballing these PBC fighters because they had no interest in building Crawford up in this way. So they lowball the PBC fighters because they know the fight's not going to happen.
So why do people say it's the fighter got the last say? It's whatever the fighter want to do. You think if Crawford was like, "Hey, make the fight," that Bob?
Yes, I know for a fact Crawford, if he didn't want Spence, he would have definitely wanted guys like a Danny Garcia and a Keith Thurman. I know for a fact he would have wanted them fights. I know for a fact he would have wanted them fights. He just wasn't gonna get them.
So why he fought David Avanesian then?
Because BLK Prime offered him a bag. I think he got $10 million supposedly for that fight.
No, he did not.
Who wouldn't take a bag for an easy?
He didn't get $10 million. That's all smoke and mirrors, bro.
I'm just telling you what they said. I don't know what he actually got, but regardless, it's an easy bag. That's why he went and fought David Avanesian. It's an easy bag.
That's my point. He continued on the same characteristics after he left Top Rank. It ain't like he left Top Rank and was like, all right, I want to fight you now. No, he went and got another BS fight.
But it don't matter. He got paid again, and now he's in the Spence fight. You cannot blame a man for going to get easy money. He went and got some easy money, and he still got the Spence fight. Meanwhile, Spence been sitting out for 1.5 years, ain't getting none of that money. He went and got a little bag, and he still get the Spence fight. Man, I think that's smart. I'm not saying that his decision to fight David Avanesian over fighting Spence back in November last year was smart. No, I would have preferred him fight Spence in November of last year, of course. But if you ain't go fight Spence, if y'all can't come to the terms, why not go pick up the easy bag in the meantime? That's an easy bag. If Spence would have fought anybody in between this fight, it was gonna be Thurman. Even though he would have won, that's not as easy a bag as David Avanesian. David Avanesian is guaranteed easy bag.
All his fights guaranteed easy bag, bro. That's the point.
Yeah, man. I mean, you can call me Crawfish Lawyer or Crawford Lawyer, or the case may be, but I'm just not gonna go down that path of doing anything to discredit. Because anything I can say negative about Crawford is, I don't care what y'all think, that is discrediting the fighter.
Man, listen, everybody is entitled to their own opinion on here.
Right. I'm not going to say that Crawford ain't fought nobody, because that would mean that Spence beat somebody who ain't never fought nobody.
But that doesn't mean he's a bad fighter. That's just like you saying how Tank ain't fought nobody. So
no, I said if we're going to say that about Crawford, we have to say it about Tank. I'm not saying that about either one.
You can say the same thing about Ennis.
I'm calling the spade a spade. Ennis is a prospect. He haven't even got to the point where we can call him a great.
He's already had 30 fights, bro.
Right. Shoot.
How you still a prospect after 30 fights?
Easily. It just depends on how you move your career. Some people fight a lot. Some people don't fight as much. That's how it go. I mean, if you think about it, Canelo had 43 fights when he fought Floyd Mayweather. He was only 23 years old with 43 fights. So it just depends on how you move in your career.
Well, people really thought Canelo was finna beat Mayweather, boy.
Yeah, because he was so much bigger and so much stronger. But
This the same thing that was finna happen with Charlo.
Charlo is not Floyd Mayweather. Charlo is not Floyd Mayweather. Man. Like, as much as I like Charlo, he's not Floyd Mayweather.
So I gotta see what them odds gonna be looking like. Cause I really see if Charlo can get Canelo in the deep waters, I could see him pulling it off.
Yeah, if he don't get winded with the weight.
Yeah, if he can condition right.
If he don't get winded with the weight, we don't know what to expect from Charlo fighting at 168. We don't know what to expect from him. We don't know what we're gonna see. We don't. We've never seen him fight above 154, so we don't know what to expect from him at the 168-pound division. We don't know what to expect.
But we got to get a name for our show. We over here. We just skipping Shannon the boxing.
Skipping Shannon. Skipping Shannon the boxing.
Skipping Shannon the boxing. Now, when they show Undisputed.
Oh yeah, that show was called Undisputed. Yeah.
We can't use that name. I'm gonna think of something
though. Unified or something.
Undisputed better than Unified. We missing a belt.
The Linear Podcast. I don't know.
Hey, if you listen, if you listening and you gotten this far in the live on the replay, let me know and drop it below what me and C-Dub should name our brand new boxing talk show. Did you ever think it'd be a boxing talk show?
It what it is. Hopefully we can, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully we can get a following.
Yeah, we for sure get a following. I mean, it's the boxing market is good, and you have a lot of people that tune in to hear you because people like boxing talk. Because it's not like everything else. Old media got boxing stuff. It's nothing really with boxing for old media. And then they be capping when they do got something going on. They be being biased, like Tim Bradley, big peanut head.
Yeah, I will say though, when watching that the ESPN card last week, who was fighting?
Kambosos?
Yeah, the Kambosos fight. I will say it was a little better without him and Andre Ward going back and forth during the fight. It seemed like Timothy Bradley kind of was more logical and reasonable in his commentary last Saturday night, instead of just wanting to just disagree with Andre Ward every time.
Is that what he be doing?
Yeah, I will say that. I did notice that.
Andre Ward, sometimes he'll be more reasonable to me, and I'd be like, okay, or he'll come back and be like, man, I was tripping. But Tim Bradley, I don't know if Tim Bradley be for real or if he is just trying to be a shock jock. Because I'd be like, what is he talking about? What is he seeing?
Oh, he said the Greeks say our show should be called The Truth versus the Lie. That's cool. I'll take on that role. I'll take on that.
Hey, that's
I'll
funny.
take it on. I ain't tripping.
We're gonna have to jot that down. I'm gonna get a couple names. We're gonna jot that down.
I'll take that on if that's what people gonna think of me.
Because you gotta have contrasting points on the show. We both can't just agree with every single thing. It ain't gonna make no sense.
Yeah, but you know what it is. You can't really control what people think. So if I gotta be that guy, I'll be that guy.
I mean, but that's why it's entitled to your own opinion. That's just your 2 cents. And that's the thing about boxing. That's what's so great about boxing. Like, it's not really a right answer.
Right.
It's never a right answer. You know what I'm saying? Everything is subjective. So you always can have something to talk about. You always can have something to debate and go back and forth about. That's what I love about boxing. But I just can't wait to see this fight. You think Earl Spence can go up and run through 154?
With the current landscape of 154, yeah. I mean, I think he could. I think I would favor him to beat anybody that's there currently outside of Charlo.
Because who's there?
I mean, you still got, they already have a built-in, ready-made fight for him there in Castaño. Castaño beat him in the amateur, so they make sure they always speak on that. So that's a built-in scrap right there. And you still got the towering Inferno. He's still there, even though he just got whooped. So it's a couple fighters there, he can scrap with.
Hopefully it don't take as long.
Yeah, but with the current landscape of 154, I think he could be here for the taking too. I think he can possibly be undisputed there too, without having to go through Charlo. I think he could be undisputed.
Charlo got to drop them belts.
Yeah, he'll drop him. He'll most likely drop him after this fight.
It's no point in him even having them no more. He should be done with 154.
I mean, I don't know. He may, just have that just in the bag, just in case he want to come back to it. But I just don't think he will. But we'll see. We don't know. We don't know what they're gonna do. They all with the same trainer, so that is making things a little difficult as well. So we'll see. But I favor Spence to be anybody at 154 currently that I've seen outside of Jermell Charlo.
You seen the Prince Nassim looking fighting dude?
I know his son fighting. Is it his son?
I don't think it's his son, but it's a guy at 154 that kind of be moving in the ring like that. Like his first professional fight, I believe, or maybe his second. He knocked the dude out, on some of that Prince Nassim type stuff. But he can really fight though. But I'm gonna try to find him and I'm gonna send it to you if I find his video.
I mean, I'd love to see it. I love to see it because it's definitely exciting. Prince Nassim was very gifted fighter, but he pretty much left the sport after getting whooped his first time. So
I know. Well, I was like, what happened to Prince Nassim? He just couldn't take it.
I don't really know either, but he was definitely exciting for sure, to say the least.
Well, this fight is definitely gonna be exciting for sure. For sure, people just can't stop talking about it all day. I scroll up and down my YouTube and somebody on live talking about this fight.
Yeah, let's tap. Everybody that's listening, tap in. Let your people know. It's a new up a couple channel. We'll probably be doing a live every day leading up to Saturday.
Yeah, buddy. Hit the like button. Get the likes up.
You want to set a time for tomorrow?
Set a time for
tomorrow. Matter of fact, if they doing the thing, tomorrow's Thursday. If they're doing a press conference tomorrow, let's do it live right after the press conference.
Okay, that'll work. So we'll be here live tomorrow, right after the press conference. Listen, if you make it this far in the live, make sure you hit that like, subscribe button, notification bell so we can notify you next time we go live. Drop it below and let me know your 2 cents about what you've heard today, whatever comments you want to make, what you think we should name the show. I'm Jay, and this is C-Dub, and this is our 2 cents, where we talk everything boxing, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Okay. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Appreciate everybody for commenting, supporting. Follow the 2 Cent channel, 2 Cents Boxing channel. We're trying to grow it. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.